Yep.
Shalom, we out here once again giving all praise to Yahweh B'Shem outside B'Shem HaKadosh. This is another YouTube, on the highways and the byways. Today's date is
the 8th.
Believe it or not, February 8th, 2020 year prophecy. And the prophecy's been popping off. We're going to get right into it. What's big in the news is this SARS, not SARS, but coronavirus that's plaguing Moab. And it's been pretty much going around the world, so to speak. Been going around the world, and so it's becoming a pandemic. It goes from an epidemic to a pandemic. Epidemic is when one country has it. A pandemic is when more than one country has it. So it's in Africa, it's in a couple of cases in America, and so forth. Go ahead.
Got a precept. This is 2nd Ezra 15, verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world.
Where are you reading from?
2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter and the 5th verse.
Go ahead.
It says, behold, saith...
The 15th chapter?
This is the 15th chapter. Come on. Yep. Slack. That's...
I mean, I was planning on going into that whole chapter.
Okay.
I was planning on going into that, but go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 5. It says, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore, saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me.
Bro, where the innocent and righteous blood? We're crying to the Most High. That's why we out here. You know?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It says, behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually.
And that's us. When we go out here speaking, if we're complaining to the Most High to get us the hell out of here, man. Somebody get me right quick Revelation 6, verse 9.
Revelation 6. Slack, bear with me for a moment. The book of Revelation 6 and 9. It says, and when he had opened the 5th seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of the Heavenly Father.
And that's represent us in the past, because everything's reincarnated. The ones of us that are on the highways and the byways, speaking this truth in sincerity and in truth, we were the guys that were back there.
Come.
Because the Most High always sent forth his prophets. So if it's not us or others, even others in other camps, other alphabet camps, if they're teaching in sincerity and in truth, then the Most High is dealing with them, most likely dealing with them. So if they're dealing with us and they're dealing with them, we had to be those people back then, Go ahead.
This is Second Chronicles chapter 36, verse 16. But they mocked the messengers of the Most High and despised his words and misused his prophets until the wrath of Yahweh arose against his people, so there was no remedy.
Yeah, because the Most High is jealous of his prophets.
Yeah.
And he's going to get you motherfuckers on the common board, you scoffers, you people like that rejected the words that we brought you, which is from the Most High. There's going to be a time where the Most High going to get fucked up, man.
Precept for you. Said he loves his prophets. Psalm 105 and 15, saying, touch not mine anointed. And, well, no, let me start at 14. Psalm 105 and 14. He suffered no man to do them wrong. Yea, he reproved kings for their sakes, saying, touch not mine anointed, and do my prophets no harm.
Yeah, now give me echelon. I ain't even know it, brother.
Hey, you know,
Hey,
17.
you switched up on it, brother.
Yeah, 17 bucks.
Like a
Just got it that now?
No, in Connecticut.
Oh, okay. Give me Jeremiah 1 and 4.
Yeah, like
Then
that.
you know what? Start at 1. The key point is in the 4th verse.
Okay. Jeremiah 1 and 1.
There goes my man Steve Harvey.
Oh yeah, that's
Steve
smiling
Harvey,
cool.
Satan Harvey. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 1 and 1. The words.
Every time we come out here, motherfucker on the bus, man.
He's ready to greet us.
Reminding you that Uncle Tom is still here. Sellouts. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 1 and 1. The words of Jeremiah, the son of Hilkiah, of the priests that were in Anathoth, in the land of Benjamin, to whom the word of the Lord came in.
So Jeremiah had to be a Levite of the priest. Go ahead.
To whom the word of the Lord came in the days of Josiah, the son of Ammon, king of Judah, in the 13th year of his reign. It came also in the days of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, unto the end of the 11th year of Zedekiah, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, unto the carrying away of Jerusalem captive in the 5th month. Then the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations.
A prophet unto the nations. So that's all we want on that. A prophet unto the nations. Go ahead. I don't know if we finished Revelation. Let's go back to Revelation. Go ahead.
I got it.
Come back.
2 Ezra 1 and 32. I sent unto you my servants, the prophets, whom ye have taken and slain, and torn their bodies in pieces, whose blood I will require of your hands, saith the Lord.
That's it. Straight to the point. Straight to the point. Man. You know, somebody get me Revelation 18, verse 20. I believe it's 20 and 21.
Hawashai said the same thing. Oh, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets. If they had their way now, they'd try to kill us now if they had their way.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 18, verse 20. It says, Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai had avenged on her, and a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone, and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus in violence shall that great city, Babylon, be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all.
And that's a miracle. Read that again, please, from the top.
Revelation chapter 18, verse 20. Rejoice over her, thou heaven.
So what is he supposed to just rejoice over? The downfall of this place. And we're the only people doing that. Ain't no Edomites rejoicing the downfall. Like Stan Johnson knows that America's Babylon, but he's got prayer warriors praying that the Most High change his mind. Well, what kind of nonsense is that? You ain't supposed to pray that the Most High, hope the Most High change his mind. The Most High ain't going to change his mind, man.
That's right.
They tell you in Isaiah the 14th chapter about his purpose. Get me that if you can find it. It's in Isaiah the 14th chapter. It says his purpose.
Like you said last week, the great sacrifice.
The great, what I said.
Started it up.
But that is the great. I mean, that's what
Yeah,
it is.
yeah. Well, that's
Because
how you started.
the Most High said that.
The great
He said that
sacrifice.
Moses shall be a great sacrifice, man. So this is a great sacrifice.
Are you gonna stop the Most High
This is
from
the
doing the
altar.
sacrifice?
This is the altar. America's the altar. And
Go ahead.
after we say what we got to say, the Most High gonna get us out of here.
That's right.
And then he's gonna burn us up. This is a sacrifice.
It's
right
a
here, man.
sacrifice.
You know?
Yeah, I can
Go
start
ahead.
at
Man, you got
25th
your
verse.
piece. Go ahead.
It's Isaiah 14, 25 and 26. It says, that I will break the Assyrian in my land, and upon my mountains tread him underfoot. Then shall his yoke depart from off them, and his burden
And that
depart.
Assyrian's talking about America. The Most High referred to this place as Babylon the Great, as Assyria, as Egypt. And that's why Esau can't break this thing down. When you go to the commentary, they can't break it down. There's certain parts they can break down, but they can't break these scriptures down. So it's because it's written in code. That's why these churches can't get it up. Churches don't know what the hell's going on.
Sure don't.
Oh, that's all they can do is dance and sing and act like a goddamn fool. Go ahead.
Then shall his yoke.
Churches, no Baptists don't know what's going on. Vocab don't know what's going on. Islam don't know what's going on. They don't know shit, man. And then we come out here and people look at us like we're crazy, man.
I got
But give me that, the apostles, give the apostles last.
1 Corinthians 4:9.
1 Corinthians 4, yep.
Got you. 1 Corinthians 4:9 says, for I think that the Most High have set forth us, the apostles last, as it were appointed to death, for we are made a spectacle unto the world.
Well, how do we make a spectacle? When did that come to pass on YouTube, man?
Yeah.
This thing goes all around the planet. It's that great circuit. It goes all around the planet in Psalms 19. So what does it mean by spectacle? Something that's to be looked upon. You know?
The theater.
And that's why them scoffers like to come on in, man. Because that's the fulfillment of us being a spectacle. You know? And part of this prophecy is we got to be seen, man. We got to be seen. You know?
Scripture say, let your light so shine before men.
Yep.
I got the Greek word for you for spectacle, theatron. And it says a theater.
Yeah, theatron. Yep. Theos. Yep. So this is basically a show. You know?
Yeah.
It's a show, man. And that's why people tune in. Especially them scoffers.
Oh, yeah.
The ones that love us and the ones that hate us. And more so the ones that hate us, man, because they love to talk shit.
Oh, yeah.
But there ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You know? What's that in 2 Peter 2? I believe that 2 Peter 2. Start from 1.
You want the rest of it?
About this. Hold on to that. Let me get this and come back to that.
Hold on to this. We're going to come back to that. 2 Peter 3:3.
That's how it's done.
Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers walking
Start from the top.
Okay, so like it. This second Peter 3:1. This second epistle, beloved, I now write unto you, in both which I stir up your pure minds by way of remembrance.
Restore your pure minds. I had a lahab. Read that again, please.
This second epistle, beloved, I now write unto you, in both which I stir up your pure minds.
We're doing this to stir up your pure minds, man. That's why we go over this week after week, time after time, and we go through a lot of things. We go over again and again and again, man.
Yeah.
You know.
And more people are watching the videos.
And more people. And then when they watch, because we just do our thing.
Yeah.
If you don't want to watch it, you don't have to.
You ain't got to watch it.
You go ahead. We're not concerned about that. We're not concerned about the views. You know.
That's right.
But and then on the comment board, people have questions. Could you do a video on this? Could you break this down? You know? And it might have been something that we broke down 2 weeks ago, but they missed it, so you got to go over it again. And a lot of the stuff, we go through a lot of the same scriptures, especially the prophetic scriptures, man. You know?
It says, I stir up your pure minds by way of remembrance.
And who's got the pure mind? The elect. If you don't have a pure mind, you ain't gonna get this, man. You're going to buck up against this. You're going to come into this for a little bit thinking that you got it, and then you're going to buck up against the men of the Lord, then you're going to fall off. And that's happened time and time again, man. That's happened time and time again. They'll break off. They'll speak against our words, you know, which are the Most High's words. And then eventually they might do it for 6 months, or they might do it for a year, a couple of years. And then eventually they ain't going to do it no more. You know? And that's there's this gospel coming in not. Give me that in Acts. Acts 5:38. Go ahead.
This is Titus 1:15. Unto the pure, all things are pure.
Beautiful.
But unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is nothing pure.
That's it. That's why they can't get it, man. You know.
It says, but even their mind and conscience is defiled.
Even their mind and conscience is defiled. So if they teaching and they coming up against us, it's a matter of time before they stop doing it, because the Most High, they're not teaching this truth. Then they'll start using the name of the Lord, or they'll say, "Oh, we're not. The only Israelites are so-called Negroes." And this guy, Quanaf, looked like a Gadite. That dude don't even look like a Jake. He looked like he do a DNA test. He probably a fucking Cherokee or something. Not a Cherokee, a Cherokee.
Cherokee.
Dude look like a fucking Gadite, man.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
Do a DNA test, man. And for you brothers in ISUPK, do a DNA test, you know? Hey, shalom, brother. What's up, man? You know you're an Israelite, right? You know you're an Israelite, right? You never heard of an Israelite?
No, Israelites.
No, we're the Israelites, man. Come here for a quick minute. I'm not going to hold you up. I know you're busy. You right here, brother, on this sign. See? That's you. If your father's a so-called Negro, what if your father goes back to the Negroes, West Indians?
Well, he's from Jamaica.
Okay, so he would be from the tribe, most likely from the tribe of Benjamin.
Benjamin, yeah.
And Benjamin means son of the right. That means you was a right son to the Most High. See, we are the people of the Bible.
Chosen people. Yeah.
We are the chosen people. You ever go to church?
Yes.
Okay, now when you
Born
read.
again. Honestly, I'm born again.
Okay, well, guess what? Guess what? You're really born again when you come into this.
Yeah.
You're really born again when you come into this knowledge, man.
That's right.
You know, because the Most High only came for the sons of Israel, and you're one of the sons of Israel.
That's
so
right.
you are born again.
Yeah.
When you hear this word, you're born again.
Got a
You
quick
know?
precept.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Romans 8:16.
All right, brother.
All right. Take care.
All right.
Romans 8:16. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High.
And for that scoffer that always comes on, I know who you are. He said, yeah, Tahar, you put up a thing. Oh, we're having a meet. We're having a meet. I said, well, I told him, brother, he's an Israelite. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, he don't know. He don't know. But he was sincere.
Yeah.
He said he was a Christian. He's born again. I said, well, now you're really born again. Because now you know you're an Israelite, you know?
Yeah, that sincere look.
Yeah, that sincere look. But that don't mean he's going to be elect.
Yeah.
You know?
And if he is, it took just that little bit to seal
Now the
him.
Most High he might come across a video. Oh, Israelites.
Yep.
You know? He might be one of us, man.
Con.
And truly with a lost sheep. He looked like a lost
He
sheep.
looked like a lost sheep.
Like he just
was
ran
a
in the
lost
forest.
sheep,
Yep.
And I showed him the way home.
Yeah,
That's right.
You're the shepherd. He came, sheep came to the
That's
shepherd.
it. That's it.
He was wandering in the
Yeah,
wilderness.
that's it. That's it. And he's still wandering. But
Con.
he'll kick in, you know.
Yeah.
Find his way back home.
That's
When
it.
he hears that word behind
He
him.
gonna find his way back home anyway.
That's right.
If you don't make it, he gonna make it anyway. That's a video right there.
Yeah.
If you don't make it, you still gonna make it. Go
Con.
ahead, Doc.
See, Matthew
Hey, no matter how far you stray,
You still gonna come back.
you go still find a way.
That's right.
And that's gonna make your day.
That's it.
Go ahead,
That's right. That's right.
This is St. Matthew chapter 28, verse 19. Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name
See,
of the
now that's
Father.
a demon. That's a demon coming around now. You know, see, all nations. See,
Yeah.
That's white people, black people.
Yep.
Well, the
You know,
Israelites
right?
were scattered among all nations. That's what they don't get.
Here come the spirit of vocab. You know, read that again.
Vocabulous.
Vocabulary.
This is St. Matthew chapter 28, verse 19. Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father Yahweh, and of the Son Yahushai, and of the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you. And lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world.
So we at the end of the world, and the Lord is still with us, man.
I got a quick precept for you because he read all nations. And like you said, somebody will jump on that. See, all nations. Amos 9:9. For lo, I will command and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations. Like as corn is sifted in the sieve, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth.
That's it. That's it. Somebody give me Ephesians. What is that? Ephesians 2 verse 9, if I'm not mistaken, to 11.
Ephesians 2, and let me start at verse 9. Not of works, lest any man should boast, but we are his workmanship, created in Hamashiach Yahushua unto good works, which the Heavenly Father hath before ordained that we should walk in them. Wherefore remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh.
Hold up, who's speaking here? Paul, the Apostle Paul, right? Yeah. And he said that in 1 Corinthians 12. He said, ye being in time past Gentiles. How can you be a Gentile and then all of a sudden you're not a Gentile no more? You know, that's why them Christians say, well, you're a spiritual Israelite. No, you were really somebody that followed the Gentile ways, the ways of the other. If you don't have the truth that you're an Israelite and you're on the earth, you're gonna follow something. If you was raised up in Greece, you're gonna follow the Greek customs, man.
Yep.
That's what Jake did.
Yeah.
If you in Japan, you're gonna start speaking Japanese. You're gonna be eating with Chinese. You're gonna be doing what Japanese Maccabees do, man. You know?
Oh, to back you up, Apostle, Paul called himself a Roman when they were about to beat him and said, is it unlawful for you to beat someone who's a Roman?
He used his status of a citizen of Rome.
Yeah.
Which all Romans, if you're born as a Roman, you're born free.
Yeah.
You know?
But then he came back and said, I also am an Israelite. So how can he be a Roman and an Israelite at the same time?
Yeah, because he was a Roman citizen, but in fact he was an Israelite by birth. That's why it's a waste of time even talking to these Christians, because they don't know what's going on. They don't understand these things. And a lot of these Christians, most of them be watching us. Why?
Oh, yeah.
To get their
game up.
their shit together, so to speak. You know?
Get their game up.
Get their game up, man. Yeah, this one guy said last week, when we did the that's an inside joke. Y'all don't know this guy, Mike. Last week, remember last
Oh,
week?
yeah.
Mike.
Sound just like him.
Yeah.
And when we did the video, this guy said, you did a terrible breakdown on Revelation 11 chapter.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
I mean, I went on his page and somebody else cursed him out.
Yeah.
And I was going to curse him out. I said, man, this man don't know. We don't even know.
His last name is Patel, so he's an East Indian.
Well, anyway, I said, I'm not even
Oh,
That's a fan.
Yeah, that's
Patel
it's
is
going to be like a cat with a fucking mouse. You know
Yeah.
Yep.
Just stick to that, eating that curry, my man.
Yep.
And don't-
Curry's supposed to be good for you, man.
And don't go to China.
Yeah, that's it. Go ahead. Where we at?
Verse 11. Wherefore remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision.
Now let's break that down. Who was called uncircumcision by that which was of the circumcision. What was of the circumcision? The Jews, the Israelites, that was circumcised on the 8th day that kept all the laws.
Yep.
That term right there, circumcision, is talking about being up under the laws.
Come.
All right? Because Paul and them spoke about being circumcised of the heart. You know? So they were uncircumcised because they were Israelites under these. And what does that go back to? That goes right back to the time of Antiochus Epiphanes, when they forced them to say you can't circumcise. So when you read this scripture, you got to take them back. And there's a whole list of scriptures that go back to the Maccabees, man. First and second Maccabees, how they forced them not to circumcise their kids, and how they taught them not at all to be a Jew, and to eat pork, and to dress in Greek fashion, and to wear a hat, and to go to the place of exercise. So them Israelites became heathens. That's when they became heathens, man.
Hellenization. I got
They
some.
were Hellenized. And who set up the whole Hellenization process? Jake came up with that. Them Greek gods. Jake, man.
Con.
You know, it was this guy, not Socrates.
Aristotle.
That raised up
Alexander
and his men that came up with it, man. So you got to know that history, man. If you don't understand the history, you ain't gonna get the mystery.
That's it.
Go ahead.
2 Maccabees 6:6. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
So they wouldn't have to call themselves. They had to call themselves Greeks. That's why when if you go to Google and you put in ancient Greek Olympics, and you get them vases popping up, and they're running, they got them tall guys running, you know, those were all Jakes that followed the Greek fashion. Why? Because Antiochus threw his men under him. It tells you that in First Maccabees 1. I believe it's First Maccabees 1, where he had officers go out to make sure Israel was following the Greek ways.
Around the 5th, 6th verse.
Right. Yep.
I got to read a little more.
Go ahead.
It says, and in the day of the king's birth every month, they were brought to by bitter constraint.
The king is talking about Antiochus, right?
Go
ahead.
They were brought by bitter constraint to eat the sacrifices, and when the feast of Bacchus was kept, the Jews were compelled to go in procession to Bacchus carrying ivy. Moreover, there went out a decree to the neighbor cities of the heathen by the suggestion of Ptolemy against the Jews that they should observe the same fashions and be partakers of their sacrifices. And who's
Ptolemy? So that's an Egyptian. So you had a lot. When you go into the history, you had a lot of Israelites. You had maybe hundreds of thousands. I don't know what the exact number is. That was living in Egypt.
Yeah.
And they were following the Egyptian customs.
Yeah.
And then a lot of them were living in Egypt, in Greece. Now, I was going into one video how in the Matthew 2nd chapter, how the angel said go into Egypt. Right. And stay there until Herod died. So it was in there, the Lord's father and mother was in that land for a number of years. You know? And then it said I believe it was 2 years. Oh, yeah. I believe it said 2 years. 2 years. So after he died, I'll give you word you can come back to
Jerusalem.
Well, Jerusalem, but they went back to Nazareth.
Yeah,
you know?
Yep.
So why was they over there? Because you had Israelites living over there. You had some of them that were keeping the law, statutes, and commandments.
Yeah.
And you had some of them that were just heathen, man. That were saying that they were Egyptians, man.
Yep.
So we were literally scattered throughout the whole planet Earth.
That's right.
2,000, 3,000 years ago, man.
That's right.
It says, and whoso would not conform themselves to the manners of the Gentiles should be put to death.
So they gotta be, that's why they were being called Gentiles.
Yep. Smoking.
That's why they were being called Gentiles.
It says, then might a man have...
And this is why Esau's losing sleep, because we got all the secrets are all open, man.
Yeah.
And we're throwing these secrets at you, and you're trying to do everything to demonize us. Oh, they do this, they do that, and kill people, and this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
All we do is teach, man. All we do is teach.
Black Hebrewism. And you guys are weak. Black
and that's
Hebrew
why, and that's why the Most High is going to destroy you.
Yep. Yeah.
And they're going to destroy this fucking place, man.
Yeah, they come
And we
with
started destroying this goddamn place with that goddamn coronavirus, man.
that.
Ain't nobody eating Chinese. How many of y'all brothers be eating Chinese? When was the last time y'all had Chinese food? Fucking January 15th, right? Or whatever, January 20th. But as soon as that, I said, I ain't gonna eat no more Chinese food, man.
Hey, Jake ain't even eating Chinese spirit.
Yeah, Chinese spirit, yep. And the Moabite restaurants that I go to, I don't go to the motherfucking Moabite restaurants no more. I won't be going there for a while. I don't think I'm gonna ever go back to a Moabite restaurant.
Well, they're filthy anyway.
Yeah.
They eat anything.
Yep.
You know?
Where we at?
It says, then might a man have seen the present misery. That's...
Yep. And that's a misery. Go ahead.
Psalm 106.
So we were anything that we followed, we were forced into it, man.
Yep. Psalm 106 and 26. Therefore he lifted up his hand against them to overthrow them in the wilderness, to overthrow their seed also among the nations, and to scatter them in the lands.
Among the nations. So we were scattered among the nations. So you can't say, well, them white people over there in Israel are the Israelite, the Jews, and you ain't. Well, how can you prove that? You got some of them so-called Jews that are actual Israelites, and we have said that, man.
You said that, yeah.
So how in the hell can you say you're not a Jew and he's, and then at the end of the day, you read in Amos about the sifting.
Yeah, the sifting, yep.
And we're Israelites. Why? Because all the prophecies fit us, man.
Yep.
The slave ships, the yoke of iron upon our neck.
Well,
This is man, Esau, just shut the fuck up, man.
That's
You're
it.
the Most High getting ready to
take you
drop
out.
a fucking building on your ass.
And well, like
He's
you
getting ready to drop a planet on you, man.
like you said, Apostle, Amos said the Lord had to retrieve the ones that were scattered among the nations. I just read right here, Psalm 106 and 27, to overthrow their seed also among the nations and to scatter them in the lands. So it makes sense you have to go and sift because they were scattered among the other nations. How you get around that?
And we're gonna look like everybody on the planet.
I got
By the way, if I may say, that's a shout out to Yashawamba. That's his favorite scripture. That's where I learned it. He always brings that scripture out. Yashawamba from Dallas, Texas.
Somebody got to go ahead.
This is Tobit 13 and 3. Confess him before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel, for he hath scattered us among them.
That's beautiful. Straight to the point.
Sweetness.
And there's plenty of scriptures of us being scattered, man.
Yeah.
Oh, my Deuteronomy 28:64.
Yeah, I was thinking of that. You want it?
Yeah.
Want me to get it? Okay. Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28 and 64. It says, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
Now, why would you serve other gods neither thou or thy fathers have known? Because they're going to force you to serve those gods. And Esau's slavery in the slave chattel slavery, what did the so-called master do? He made you go to church on Sundays and believe in the white Jesus and their form of Christianity, man. And you didn't know no better because you were raised up as a child. And we were, like I said a couple of weeks back, we were all, I said, what religion was you in before you came to this? We were all Christians. Yep. Some form of Christianity, because that's all our parents knew. So now there's a great awakening.
Deuteronomy 28:64 again. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other.
So when did that happen? You can ask vocab that. When did that take place?
Yeah, right.
Now if they were scattered throughout the whole planet Earth, what did they look like? Did they lay with other people of other nations? You damn right. They did it back there in Israel, man. King Solomon did that. Yeah. He had women of the Edomites, the Sidonians, the Egyptians.
Yeah, they always talk about the diaspora, but they can't explain it. Well, what's up with the diaspora? What does that mean? It means scattered, you know? Anyway, back in Deuteronomy 28:64, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other.
Hold up, one end of the earth to the other.
Oh.
Come on.
Oh. Yep, from the east to the west.
And then you got to understand there were Israelites already here on this side.
Con.
Were they all Negroes? That's for Quanah. Were they all Negroes that came over here?
Even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease.
It's not going to be easy for you, man.
Neither shall the...
You walk down the street, you driving your vehicle, and the cop is behind you, getting nervous.
Get nervous.
Oh, this guy gonna pull me, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I got pulled over. Last time I got pulled over to Edomite cop, and I'm driving, and all of a sudden he does a U-turn. I said, I know this motherfucker, so I'm gonna try to lose him, right? I'm making all these turns, and this motherfucker right behind me.
Yeah.
He puts the wheels on, right?
Yeah.
And when he came up, you know, I said, I thought it's good to agree with our enemy,
quickly.
Agree with our adversary quickly while I was still in the way.
Yeah.
So I said, how you doing, officer? Is there a problem?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You didn't have your, let me get your license, brother.
Yeah,
no, I had it already.
Yeah,
I had it already out.
Yeah.
Is there any problem, officer? He came in, he checked me out. He said, here, have a good day. You know, he didn't do shit to me, but the thing is, that was that uneasiness.
Yeah. Yep. They're trying to make them dips get away.
Exactly. I mean, I don't think nothing was bad was going to happen to me. But the thing is, he could have said, I'm going to give you a ticket.
Right.
Then I got to go to fucking court.
Right.
You know, if I'm working on that day, I got to take, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then I got to grovel to the fucking judge, man, and shit, you know?
It's a nuisance. Yeah, back in Deuteronomy 28:65, and among these nations shall thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, but the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind. That's pretty much it.
I got a quick one. Second.
With that whole black Hebrew Israelite thing, everybody was nervous, boy. Yeah. I remember that weekend, a lot of us didn't go out, and we went out, and then I remember Alazar saying that, yeah, man, a lot of guys don't want to go out, man. We going out anyway. I said, we went out, you know. But that's that trembling, man. I don't know, man. They might do something, shit, you know.
And nothing ain't even happening yet, you know.
Yep.
Like Howard Shai said it. If they do these things in a green tree, what shall they do in a dry? Ain't nothing. We're still in the green tree. The tree ain't gotten dry yet. When Esau really put it out there that, you know, if you're an Israelite, put that real decree.
Yeah, like Antiochus.
Like Antiochus did, yeah.
Antiochus did.
Gone.
You know, they're going to force you. You can't call yourself an Israelite.
Right.
You know? We already know who the Israelites are. That's some white people over there in the land of Israel. Man.
Right.
Where even you got so-called Jews, like the situation out there in Muncie, way upstate, with the guy coming on with the sword or whatever. Those people live on this side of the world because they're saying that the people over there, the Jews over there in Israel today, they ain't got no business being over there. They're like Orthodox Jews. They're saying, look, The only way we can come back is if the Messiah come down. So they still waiting for the Messiah to come down to bring them back. So there's a division among them there.
Right. Wow,
You
check
got
that
people
out.
over there saying, "Oh, we're supposed to be in the land." Well, where's the Messiah at?
Right.
Where's the Messiah? You know?
Khan. This is 2nd Ezra
When
chapter.
you go into these scriptures and you read them, man, you know?
Powerful.
Khan.
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, like you said, Apostle Charles, it's a living document.
It's a living document. It's a living document.
And like Apostle Gabar always said, when you rub the bottle, the genie comes out.
yeah.
That's it.
You know?
That's it.
Yeah, well, that's why people they open the Bible on the dashboard in their car.
Yeah.
If it's just another Harlequin novel, why they opening the Bible and putting, you know, because they know there's power in that book. And the book, you always quote that movie, The Book of Eli.
Oh, yeah,
it was
yeah.
about what? It was about the Bible. I gotta have that book.
Yeah, because there's power in that
There's
book.
power in that book.
This is the only book, like the scripture said, it can't be made to other books.
Yep.
And why? Because of the prophecies.
Khan. They'll hear it if the words come from the book.
What book was he talking about?
Yep.
You got Edomites arguing with us with the book.
Yep.
That's not your book.
Khan.
That ain't your book.
Oh yeah,
Get your own book.
in that movie, Jacob's Ladder, with the white boy in the bar, he said, "I tried to read it." He pulled out the Bible,
But it doesn't help.
but it doesn't help.
Doesn't help. Yep.
Then he got blown up in the
They
car.
went in the car. Yep.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Hebrews 4:12. For the word of the Most High is quick and powerful, and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart.
And there's a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the hearts, man. Esau loses sleep. Because you know why Esau loses sleep? I'm talking about the elite. Because they know that everything that we're saying is true.
Yeah.
They know that Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, is taking place right in front of their eyes, man.
Yeah.
You know?
The elites definitely know. The elites are no dummy, man. The scriptures say they're wiser than Daniel. Who's it talking about? The top elites of Esau. So they know, man.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 37.
He's giving you a call.
Lo, thy sons come,
Nah,
whom
I'm
thou
good.
sentest away. They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
And that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Give me, since you hit that scripture, give me Isaiah 19, verse 14 on down.
And that's why the scriptures say that when this gospel shall be preached to the four corners of the earth, then the end shall come.
And guess when did it start getting preached throughout the four corners?
The YouTube era.
YouTube.
Yep,
July 2007. 14.
This is the thing that went
Isaiah
global.
19, verse 14. Go ahead.
Isaiah 19, verse 14.
That was a game changer. YouTube was a game changer.
Yep.
That's why them devils took down my damn page, man.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
To
man.
my page, I'm like, what the hell is
That was the last one.
And I haven't put no videos up because I was what do you call that shit where they blocked me for 3
suspended.
months. They struck me. I didn't put no videos. So why all of a sudden? Well, you can come back in February solo show.
Yeah.
And then they just cut the shit, man.
Yeah.
I ain't even been on that page, man.
Yeah.
That shows you, man. And they've been watching all the videos, man.
Yeah.
But you know what I found out? When you put what is the 666 mark, a bunch of brothers took those videos and they put them on their video.
Oh, yeah.
So it'll be the thing, it'll have parentheses,
Six-
brackets,
what is
what is the 666 mark. So all them videos are up, man.
Yeah, yeah.
And plus I saved most of them. I got maybe 2 or 3 years of them videos saved in my computer. So, you know.
The only thing you can do is shut YouTube down.
Right, yeah,
That's the only
right,
way. That's the only
right.
because
That's it. But go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Because the word is
The
already
word's
out.
already out.
It's already out, man.
Go ahead and do it, you.
That's it. Go ahead.
Isaiah 19, verse 14.
You can shut everything down. You can close the internet. You can just close everything down.
Yeah.
Because this word that got out, it's in the ears of the people.
Yep.
I believe that the elect are sealed.
Right.
As a matter of fact, hold on to that one in Revelation 7, the elect being sealed. Go ahead, Doc.
exciting times.
That's it.
Isaiah 19, 14, it reads, the Lord has mingled the perverse spirit in the midst thereof.
That's talking about Egypt. The mingling of a perverse spirit is men can be like, dress up like women.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Men can become women. Women can become men. And they had a track meet, and they had the relay. You know, the Olympics had the relay race. they got a thing called a mixed relay race. So I'm watching this shit. So the first string was men. Then the second string is women, right? So they went up to the women, right? And they had a Jake woman get it, about 5 or 6 Jake women, but then they had an Edomite man that was in front of them, and this was the Edomite, and it was a Jake woman. Man, that Edomite dude dusted them Jake ass women, man.
Damn.
You know? But I was looking at this shit. I said, bro, you see a man over here, and you see a woman over there, but they chop it up, you know.
Confusion.
Men over here and women over there, you know.
And you know,
this is madness, man. That's that perverse spirit, mingled, mixed, you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
transgender. I'm sorry.
Transgender.
There's another
Transgender,
example.
yep.
Transgender.
yeah, they're saying that them transgenders are destroying women's sports. Because
But there's nothing wrong with it. That's a woman.
Yep.
He always believed that he was a woman,
Yep.
you know.
They messing up. They messing up the what
No,
you
but
call
they ain't
it.
not messing up nothing because they're women. They're
Yeah.
women,
Yeah, they are women.
you know.
Yeah, because the Esau forefather, he cried like a bitch when he lost his birthright. So they are women. You got it.
It says, the Lord has mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every word thereof.
Everything that they're doing, they're erring because they're going against the Most High.
Yeah.
You can eat whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
There's no Sabbath day. I mean, how the hell can Donald J. Trump talk about God blessing this place where you don't even honor the Most High? There's no such thing as a Sabbath.
Right.
You can work 7 days a week. You can do whatever the hell you want. You know, you get married to a woman and divorce a woman and have adultery. Hey, give me that. The laws is slack in
Habakkuk. Oh, okay.
I know there's one.
The laws is slack. I think it's Micah 3.
Habakkuk.
No, it's not. I don't think it's. It could be. Go ahead.
Habakkuk chapter 1, verse
Okay,
4.
good. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You were right. Go ahead.
It says, therefore the law is slack, and judgment is coming before. The wicked will come fast but the righteous. Therefore wrong judgment proceeded.
Yeah, I was wrong in that. But yeah, that's what they read again, huh?
Wrong judgment.
This is the book of Habakkuk chapter 1, verse 4. Therefore the law is slack, and judgment doeth never go forth.
And judgment doeth never go forth.
Yeah. And that's why Jake doesn't get justice. And that's
And
why
you're not supposed to get justice.
That's right.
This is the wicked, and this is your punishment.
That's
man.
right. That's right. And that's why the Most High is going to come and put and give Esau his judgment, because Esau's not going to hold himself accountable. They're going to slide out the back door every time.
The judgment never go forth. Real judgment is based upon the scriptures,
Right.
based upon the laws, the Old Testament laws. Esau don't practice that in his court. They got the fucking penal section this and
Man, if I ever took you brothers
Woo!
to a law library, man, that
Your heads
place
are like
is-
smoke.
Hey, brother, you get lost in there, man.
oh yeah.
Lawyers get lost in there.
Yeah. They got it. Now the Heavenly Father, if I may say, the Heavenly Father gave 613 laws, right? Esau
Really more than that.
can't, but Esau's got thousands of laws.
Yeah, and he meant to.
You go in the law library, like Elder Apostle Tar said, you got the Am jurisprudence,
Secunda, whatever.
yeah. Then you got the Barron's Law Dictionary, and you got to break down, man.
And then you got
Am Juror Second. You got the what is it? The
UCC.
Citations. You got the
Right.
damn Shepherd citations. I think it's called.
It's been a while. It's been
you got the UCC.
You got the
UCC. Yep. Uniform
And then for
Commercial
every
Code.
state, they got their own laws.
Yep.
You know,
And then they change it as they go.
consolidated laws of New York, consolidated laws of Jersey.
Yeah. Because if you find like a loophole, well, it says there in section
Well,
B.
if you're a good lawyer, you can get out. You can get your client out of any case because there's loopholes in the law, man.
Right.
You know. Go ahead.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 1. It reads, dare any of you, having a matter against another, go to the law before the unjust and not before the saints?
Yeah, that's the Romans.
Hey, wait a
Judge
minute.
matters. You judge matter among the heads of the Israelites, man.
If we go before the saints, what are they going to judge us with? They're going to judge us with what? The Lord's laws, statutes, and commandments. What does Esau judge you with? His penal code, which he makes as he
because
goes along.
If you let's say you killed your wife because you caught her in the act of adultery. Well, Esau don't want to hear that, man.
Nope.
You're gonna get locked up for murder.
gonna
Now
be
let's go to the OJ trial. You know,
Right.
OJ could have stood up and said, "Well, wait a minute, my wife committed adultery."
Right.
They don't want to hear that. And then this guy, what was the guy that he killed?
Silver or something.
Yeah, the Godfather. He butchered my son. Well, wait a minute. You a so-called Jew. Your son was caught in the act of adultery, man. But you can't bring that up because they don't see that. They see their Lord, man.
Got you,
But
Apostle.
then they'll make you swear on the Bible, man. He's a fucking devil.
He's a hypocrite.
Give me that in James. I believe that's James 5 and 12. And also Matthew. I believe it's Matthew 5 and 34.
Something like that.
Got the Lord to back you up if I
Go
may.
ahead, go ahead.
Leviticus 20 and 10. And the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death.
Ain't no cops pulling somebody over because there's a, you know?
Yeah.
They ain't no gas chamber for the act of adultery. They're doing it. That's why the Most High getting ready to take this motherfucker out very soon, man.
This is Saint.
This is it, man. It's all downhill, man.
Kurt Khan.
It's all a race to the bottom.
How would that fall
I
from?
love that a race to the
Race to the
bottom.
bottom.
That means you going down fast, man. Who gonna win that race and get the bottom?
We're gonna win this race.
That's it.
Because Jacques Cousteau could never get this low.
Yahushua said, "I saw Satan as lightning fall from heaven."
And he's falling.
Khan. James chapter 5 verse 12. But above all things, my brethren, swear not, neither by heaven, neither by earth, neither by any other oath, but let your yea be yea and your nay nay, lest you fall into
Where
condemnation.
you reading from?
St. James 5 and 12.
Now go to one in Matthew.
Somebody got that? Matthew 5:34, I believe it is.
If
not,
5:34.
Hold on to that. Give me one in Matthew,
Matthew
5 and 34, I believe.
Khan. Yep. You got it.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 34. But I say unto you, swear not at all, neither by heaven, for it is the Most High's throne, nor by the earth, for it is his footstool, neither by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king. Neither shalt thou swear by thy head, because thou canst not make one hair white or black. But let your communication be,
Yea.
yeah, nay, nay.
Yeah, nay. Go ahead.
For whatsoever is more than these cometh of evil.
Yep.
That's it.
I got some.
Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 59, verse 14. And judgment is turned away backward, and justice standeth afar off. For truth is fallen in the street, and equity cannot enter.
Dang.
Well, that's it. 1 point.
That's
1
it.
point, man.
Smoking Joe Frazier coming through. I got something real
Give me
quick.
that one they practice in the morning.
Micah
2 and 2.
Michael.
I got one real quick, Apostle.
Go ahead.
Psalms 12 and 8. The wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted.
Damn.
The vilest men are exalted right now.
Yeah. The Rothschild family, the Rockefeller family. Micah, you want me to start the first verse?
Yeah.
Micah 2 and 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand.
It's in the power of their hand.
Oh, and that word power there goes back to the word Allah, which is God.
Oh yeah, you would
Yeah. Because they're in a position.
They're in the power seat.
Right. Thank you.
Like
That's right.
They're in the power seat.
Yep.
We ain't
Yeah,
in
we
the
ain't
power
in the
seat.
power seat.
Esau makes $billion and $1 trillion deals, man.
Yep.
Now that's some power. You get on the phone and make a 5-minute phone call and you hung up and you just made a $150 billion deal.
Oh yeah.
You know, they buy companies. You watch the financial news, Bloomberg News, and CNBC, and they'll say this particular group purchased Pepsi-Cola for $50 billion. You know, so they're dealing with big numbers, man.
Oh, that movie in Wall Street, there was a scene where Gordon Gekko, when he was in the limo, he was showing what's his name around? Charlie
Right, on
Sheen.
Park Avenue.
Yeah, he said, you see that building over there?
Yep, he said that was his first deal. He
Yeah.
bought a whole building on Park Avenue.
Right.
He said that was the first. He said that's nothing.
Right.
Yeah, that's nothing. That was nothing.
When he said, I sold it for such and such, it was better than sex.
Yep.
Now it's a day's work.
Yep, that was the day's work.
Damn.
Yeah, that was in the movie.
And Jake can't be on that level.
Nah, hell no.
Jake, Jake, they'll get 100 million or something like that. Like Jay-Z, he made his first billion. Oh, his first billion. You got. Oh, this guy. You got this old devil.
Bill Gates.
Not Gates. Well, Gates is another one. He's worth like $100 billion, man. The other guy, Warren Buffett.
Well, Warren Buffett.
You know, he's worth like $150 billion.
Yeah.
And that's chump change.
And that's chump
compared.
$3 billion is nothing for these Edomites.
Yep.
But Jake gets $1 billion. Oh my goodness, he's a billionaire, man. You know, Oprah, 4 billion. That's a welfare case.
Right. Yeah.
You got the Rothschilds, they dealing with, they making $1 trillion deals, man.
Oh, hell yeah.
You ain't got no power, Jake. You ain't got no damn power. You're gonna get your power when the Most High set your ass up.
And the only reason.
Somebody give me Isaiah 61. You can start from the top.
Yeah, and the only reason why they prospering is because they sold out.
Yeah.
Because if they don't sell out, you can't make it that far.
That's it.
You know, you're only gonna go so far.
And even if they sell out, the prosperities for what? A moment of time? They die broke, you know?
They sold their soul.
Either they get taken out or they just die broke, you know?
And if they
Red Fox, he dropped dead of a heart attack because of variation, man. He had a sitcom coming. He gonna do his first episode on that sitcom, and he sat down, and after the IRS took his wings and all that. Man. That's cool, man.
So before he even got a chance to do the sitcom,
He was gonna make money, and he gonna work out a deal where he can pay the
him back.
IRS, man.
Or when they were taking the stuff, he said, "This is a crime. Somebody ought to do something." Yeah, that's what.
The only guy that helped him was
Eddie
Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
All them other niggas in Hollywood. First of all, them niggas in Hollywood, you
It
don't
ain't
want to be
shit.
among them niggas in Hollywood.
They
Man.
ain't shit.
First of all them multi-million dollar, billion-dollar Negroes out there, they could have said, "Look, we're gonna help this guy, man."
Right.
They don't give a fuck. Them niggas are backstabbers, man.
Yeah,
You know?
like Gail
Oh,
King.
I heard of this guy. Don't even mention that name. Hey, I heard.
They calling her out though.
Huh?
They calling her out. All them so-called because
But the thing is this: what you mean you gonna call her out? You should have known that bitch.
Yeah, exactly,
fucking sold
exactly,
out. What the fuck
exactly.
you talking about, man?
Exactly.
You should have known that, but
That's
you
right.
gonna get mad at what she did.
That's
Bitch, you
right.
should have known she sold out, man.
They've been doing that for she and her lesbian partner.
Well, that's
Oprah.
the
They've been
thing,
doing
yeah,
that
well, they
shit
know
for
that they're
years.
lesbian. They know that they're lesbian. Man.
Yeah, she been doing that shit for years.
What was I gonna say? This guy Erica Badu. I call her Erica Badu, the brother, coming up and coming elder. Menard Zakbar did a video. Yeah. Now they were saying all the dudes that she was dealing with, and now she's supposed to be dealing with Kendrick Lamar.
Right.
That's what I heard.
Right.
Now, see, if Kendrick Lamar, first of all, he's supposed to be an Israelite. He's supposed to know better than that, man.
Right.
And this guy, he came out as an Israelite thing, and after that, no more mention of him being an Israelite. No mention of him being an Israelite. You know why? Because they said if you want to keep making this money,
Right.
you can't mention Israel.
That's right.
Say the Most High.
That's right.
So what's going to happen to him? You
right.
think Nate's going to save him?
No, hell no.
You think if Nate gets it on the ship, you think he can stretch his arm out and save Kendrick? No, because Kendrick denied the Lord, man.
Yep.
That's right.
Denied the Lord, you know?
Scripture said that the richest profit not in the day of evil.
That's it.
In the day of wrath.
That's it. The scriptures also say about selling your soul. What if
Matthew.
thou gain the whole world and sell thy soul?
Matthew 16 is that?
We don't got to read it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
This is 2 Ezra 9 and 10. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and they that have loathed my law while they yet had liberty.
Damn.
They had liberty to keep the laws.
Yeah.
But you want to remain famous. Hey, this better that you never had this truth than to have it. Right. You know, in the condition that you in today. Hey, so Kendrick, he came out. He confessed that he's an Israelite. But then he drew back. Oh, the scripture said, woe to him that drew back.
Yeah.
The scripture said, woe to him that drew back. And you drew back, man. Because you did a rap called Don't Call Me Black No More, I'm an Israelite. Then after that, nothing about Israel. So you being called out, man. And if you with Erica Badu, she ain't nothing but a warlock, man.
Oh yeah.
To turn your ass out, man.
Yeah. Vagina scented candles.
Yep. She ain't nothing but a demon, man.
Yeah. That's...
She said to deal with so-called black men to turn
destroy
them.
them.
Man.
And that's Medusa.
Yeah, Common, man.
From Outcast.
Oh yeah. Andre 3000. He's all fucked up. Common.
Common is fucked up. Common loves Esau, man. You know, he does those, and a lot of them commercials and shit. The narrator, that's him.
Yeah, that
you know,
voice.
You can hear the voice.
Yeah.
But he thinks he's a white man now, you know? He used to be hood.
Yeah, he got them nasty bumps on his face from all that shaving.
Hey.
Quick precept for you.
And they know about us. They all know about us, man.
Hell yeah.
They all know about us.
Quick precept for you. Proverbs 19:1. Better is the poor that walketh in his integrity than he that is.
Us.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. We still got our integrity. You know? Better is the poor that walketh in his integrity than he that is perverse in his lips and is a fool.
Yeah, perverse in your lips is to teach something that other than who you are, man.
That's right.
Isaiah 61.
Go ahead, Isaiah 61. Read from the top.
So Isaiah 61, verse 1. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach the good tidings unto the meek. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives.
That's us. Read that again, please.
The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings.
Read that again. Read that again.
The Spirit of the Lord Most High is upon me.
That's why we out here. That's why I've been doing this for over 30 years. Other brother for 25 years, 30 years, little over 25 years, 20 years. Some of y'all 10 years, and y'all still doing it. Why? Because the Most High put the Spirit on you to do it. Go ahead.
The Spirit of the Lord power is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings.
Because the Lord have anointed me. The word anoint in the Hebrew is Mashiach, which means Messiah.
Yeah.
Messiah.
Yeah.
So we're saviors, we're messiahs on a lower level.
We've been given
you
the
have
oil.
the main Messiah, but we are messiahs as well. We're saviors. We're chosen.
It says that in Obadiah at the end, Savior shall come up on Mount.
That's why I just
We've been given the oil.
We've been given the oil.
Oil is the understanding of this.
Well, the 10 virgins, 5 were wise and 5 were foolish.
Yeah.
The ones that had oil in their lamps are what? They were anointed.
Yeah.
Right.
Read it again, from the top.
The Spirit of the Lord power is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me.
If it's not upon us, who is it upon? Huh?
Oh, vocab?
Is it upon vocab? Is it upon the Muslims? Is it upon Farrakhan?
Saw nigga. Oh, saw netta. Oh,
Saw netta.
Saw nutter.
Go ahead.
Because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto
So
the
what
meek.
are the good tidings? Another word for good tidings is the gospel.
Good,
These are good tidings, good news.
Good news.
What's the good news? Good news. You catching hell, but you're gonna be on top of these people that oppress your ass. Man. Give me right quick. I just came to my mind. Basic scripture, Isaiah 14, 1 and 2.
Yep.
Why does
Read
Esau?
it quick.
Yeah, why does Esau need good news? He's already in his kingdom.
Yep.
Yeah, he don't need a savior.
Yep.
He don't need no savior, man. He's his own savior. He's on top.
Yep.
The Rothschilds don't need no. What the hell is a Rothschild praying to Jesus, man? You in your kingdom, man. You are the rich man.
The rich man. Yep.
You know, we represent Lazarus, man.
Hey, the scripture say it was fared sumptuously every day.
And fared
Every day.
Every day.
You know what it means to fare sumptuously every day? That means you eat good.
Oh yeah. You ain't got a care in the world.
You eat them hella lamb chops.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, Apostle.
You eat them hella lamb biryani, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Apostle. That means you're shot cowling and you're bowling. You know how Jake like to say that? Shot calling,
Well, Jake
big
is,
bowling.
well, Jake is fearing something, you know?
Yeah, P. Diddy. P. Diddy.
This guy, Kobe Kobe Bryant.
Oh, yeah.
He wouldn't.
He was living.
He wasn't eating the McMuffin, man.
Nah.
All right.
They like that song.
He had his butler make him like some eggs better. He loved Edomites.
DNA's eggs.
Yeah. Of eggs Benedict.
And eggs Benedict.
Orange juice. I would squeeze it myself. Organic oranges.
That's right.
I got you some poached eggs.
Yeah, poached eggs. Yeah. And he ate.
They like that song. Living my best life.
Yeah.
I ain't got no time for you niggas.
When Jake, how you doing, sister? All right.
Shalom,
You was out here before, right? That's right. I knew you was going. Catch us while we out here, because we move around. So, All right, go ahead. Where we at?
Isaiah 14.
Living my best
The
life.
book of Isaiah chapter 14 verse 1, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives whose captives they were.
Now, what is that talking about? What is that talking about?
Yeah. Slavery.
You put us in slavery, you got to go in slavery.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get around that.
Yeah.
That's justice.
And there's not going to be no ongoing cycle back and forth,
Yeah, well, our kingdom, the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and shall possess the kingdom forever, even forever and forever.
That's right.
So be it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Come on, read.
It says, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
They shall rule over their oppressors. So who's oppressing us?
Esau.
Spiritual demon Satan, is he oppressing us?
Yeah, through
No,
Esau.
I ain't talking about that because we can't put the spiritual demon Satan in slavery, man.
Right.
That's right.
He's doing his job.
He's doing what he's supposed to do, man.
He's
And
the son of
Esau,
the Lord.
guess what? You're doing what you're supposed to do. So why get mad? You're doing what the most High put that spirit in you to do.
Yeah,
but
right.
now you gotta get done. So,
Be that Diablo.
Right.
go ahead.
Yeah, something
That's
about
it.
Nah.
Where we at? Isaiah.
61.
Isaiah
Let's go
61.
back to Isaiah 61.
I still got Revelation 7 if you want it.
Okay, hold on to that. Go ahead.
Back in Isaiah 61,
Yeah, go ahead.
it says, because
Top again.
it says, Isaiah 61, verse 1, the Spirit of the Lord power is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek.
We're the meek.
Where the meat? Go ahead.
He hath set me to bind up the brokenhearted.
Our heart is broken. Go ahead. And when you grabbed up in the west side of the western coast of Africa, you grabbed up, you're going out to do something, hunt or whatever, and you don't come back, and your wife don't know where the hell you are. They could have took the whole family, and they threw your ass on slave ships.
Yep.
Separated
the families.
When they got over here, they separated the families on the auction blocks.
Yep.
So that broke your heart, man.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
That broke your heart. But Esau don't want to hear. Esau don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to talk about that.
Oh.
But guess what? What's happening to us is gonna happen to you.
Yeah.
We're gonna separate, and your wives are not gonna pity you, man.
That's
Give me
right.
that in Job.
Yeah, if I may say, a lot of the slaves, they threw themselves off the boat.
Yep.
They saw the
Well, I
sharks.
heard Levi, they were fierce. They were like, look, I ain't going into no damn slavery. And Levi was the one that took this double down. That's why Levi is catching the most help.
Yeah.
Levi is a bad tribe, man. That's a bad tribe.
Yeah, they had a trail of sharks following the ships, and some of the slaves, they were like, man, this is because you got to remember, they were on the bottom, they were sleeping around shit and piss because they were defecating on themselves. So when they got a chance to go up on top of it, they just threw themselves off the boat. They said to die is better than this shit.
Yeah.
Because really,
Esau, the bottom line is Esau, he got an excuse.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not talking about that. That's talking about this. Oh,
Yeah.
that already happened.
Yeah.
And that's why we pay them guys no mind.
Yeah.
We don't pay vocab no mind. We don't pay them Edomite Christians no mind, man.
Yeah,
We're
vocab.
going to have a discussion. Well, I don't want to have a discussion with you, man. Because you ain't going to believe the words I say any damn way. You're not going to believe these words, man.
Yeah.
Tell them I have New York Times. They're going to do an interview. They're going to ask you, well, where are you from? Where was you born?
Yeah, all
Yeah,
that
you worried
bullshit.
about where the fuck I was born at, man?
Yep.
Where the fringes come from?
Yeah.
You ain't asked. You ain't inquiring about. Well, the only one that inquired about slavery was Tucker Carlson. He came down here.
Yeah.
He said, "Well, why am I going into slavery?" He kept saying, "Well, why am I going into slavery? Well, why am I going into slavery?" You know?
Hey, Vocab, they wanted to do a rap song about making fun of slavery.
Gonna say
You
it.
know?
Yeah, no, you that's the spirit.
Yeah.
They want to make a parody of it. This,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
in other words, like slavery was a joke. You know, like it was. You know, it was just like going to work. You know, but this is the thing. You know, like that shit was one of the worst things that ever happened to anybody. But they don't look at it that way.
They don't empathize.
Exactly. That's right.
They don't empathize
Right.
with us, man.
That's
I
right.
got a precept for
They
you.
don't feel. They can't say I feel your pain.
Right.
The only way you can feel my pain is if you go through it. And
When you
guess
go
what?
through it.
You are gonna go through
right.
it,
That's right.
whether we like it or not. I might be cool with an Edomite. Oh, this is my favorite Edomite right here. But guess what? He's still going into slavery.
That's right.
That's it.
You know, I like this Edomite right here.
You still gonna lump him up.
$1,000. He's all right.
Yeah.
But guess what? You're still going. Your red ass is still going to slavery.
And you still gonna lump him up.
You're still going to get messed up. If
Yeah.
I don't do it, I might say, you know what? I like that Edomite. He was cool with me. I'm not going to mess with him. But guess what?
I can't see Apostle Todd doing that, man.
What I'm saying, if that's the big if.
The big if.
You know, like, let's say vocab. Vocab was cool, man. I'm not gonna do nothing to vocab. I was cool with vocab.
Yeah.
But guess what? I'm gonna give you over to my man, King Kabar.
Oh, boy.
King ain't gonna be a possible.
Yeah, but that's true. We're all kings, yeah.
He gonna
Kingdom
come.
of
He gonna
priests.
come back missing teeth and
Yeah.
the body parts.
Yep, that's it.
I got a precept for you, apostles.
They don't like them. They don't like them slavery scriptures, man.
Nah.
They don't like them slavery scriptures.
Well, you had the slave Bible.
Yeah, the slave.
Well, they took all them
out, man.
Precept
And
for your
that
apostles.
condemn you with the scriptures.
God.
Psalm 73:8. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily.
Damn.
I was just dying to get that. Yeah, but that's them devils, man. Concerning oppression, they what? They speak loftily.
Jump to the fourth verse.
Okay.
I believe it's the fourth verse.
Well, the whole chapter is good too. Psalm 73:4. For there are no bands in their death.
So start from the top. I'm sorry.
Con.
There's a whole lot of meat in there.
Oh yeah. Psalm 73:1. Truly the Most High is good
Is
to
this
Israel.
David? I believe this is David.
Psalm of Asaph.
Asaph.
Truly the Most High is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart. But as for me,
And we are of a clean heart. Why? Because the Most High anointed us. And
Yeah.
He cleaned us.
not of ourselves.
Isaiah, the 6th chapter, Isaiah could not bear to look at the Lord because he felt
Yep.
unclean.
Con.
And so the angel came down and touched him with the coal.
Yep.
Coal is a what? A purifying
Purifier,
agent. When you get a water filter, what's the active ingredient in the water filter?
Charcoal.
The charcoal, the coal.
Charcoal.
You know?
Cleanses.
If you got a drug overdose, you go to the hospital, you OD, what they do? They give you charcoal, man.
Yep.
And what does it do? It grabs all the toxins and binds it. You know?
Con.
Hey, and first you must bind the strong man. Who's the strong man? Esau.
Damn.
Go ahead.
Psalm 73:2. But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped.
We have no foundation, man. Go ahead.
For I was envious at the foolish. When I
Foolish. Edomites. We started envying this man. We want to be like him.
yeah,
Envious at the foolish. Go ahead.
and they're the foolish. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
So who? The wicked are who? Malachi 1. Esau. Yeah. He's also the foolish. That's why I said foolish and wicked in the same sentence. Read that again, please.
Psalm 73:3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
When I saw the prosperity of the wicked. Go ahead.
For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men.
They're not in trouble like other men. Because if a Jake gets shot in Chicago some damn where, Esau gonna go, they're gonna get the detective that's an investigator, they're gonna be nonchalant about it.
Yep.
But let there be like a Edomite actor. You know, let there be Brad Pitt got shot in Chicago. Man, they'll have helicopters up.
Oh, hell,
They'll have-
SWAT team.
They'll have SWAT teams.
Hell yeah.
They'll have warlocks and shit
Yep.
looking in the crystal ball.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. They are not in trouble as other men. Like Esau, they get slaps on the wrist in the court system. Jake get thrown under jail when they sentence them. And it'll be for the littlest shit.
Right.
They'll give Jake a big ass sentence, man.
And that's why I said that the law is slack. Because the
slack.
ones that are given the law, they're not judging themselves rightly. You know,
Right.
they'll judge against, but they won't judge for, you know? If it makes any sense.
No, that makes
a lot of sense. Go ahead.
They are not in
A whole
trouble.
heap of sense. Go ahead.
They are not in trouble as other men. Neither are they plagued like other men.
Even not, well, Moab's getting plagued.
Now,
Esau just, if that plague came to Esau went, whoop. It went right to who are-
Snake.
Yep.
he gonna get his plague in the
He
kingdom,
gonna,
Esau.
he gonna get his plague on this side too.
Right.
He gonna get his plague on this side too.
That's true. Well, the missiles, yeah, that's
Well,
the
that's
big-
the main plague.
Oh, man.
That's the main plague.
tells you that in
That's
Zechariah.
another reason why they demonize us, because we're telling them about their kingdom, that their kingdom's going
Be
down.
destroyed, yeah.
America's going to, Babylon the Great's going to be destroyed, and we're going to be the new. That's what.
New
that's
slave
what messes
masters.
them up, man. That's what messes them up.
We gonna be the new
And
slave
they know that
masters.
we're the people. You don't keep that lie going, Esau. Keep that lie going, Esau.
We gonna get
Hey,
you,
that's why it says,
motherfucker.
We'll get you, motherfucker.
And that's why it says, then shall they stand in great boldness.
Yeah.
You know, the righteous shall stand in great boldness before the face of them that afflicted him and you know, made no account of his labors.
Yep.
And even now, even when they pay Jake to do these certain jobs, they're getting over because they're making the bulk of the money. The money that they're paying Jake, even if they're paying him $15, $20, $25 an hour, can you imagine how much more money they're making off of the backs of each one of them
Making millions
Jakes?
off of Jake.
Yeah.
Making millions off of Jake, man.
I got a piece of.
Go ahead.
This is James chapter 2, verse 13. For he shall have judgment without mercy
Woo!
that have showed no mercy.
That's right.
And mercy rejoiceth against judgment.
That's it. That's it.
That's right. That's Esau. Therefore, Psalm 73:6. Therefore, pride compasseth them about as a chain. Violence covereth them as a garment.
Yep. In other words, anywhere they go, they
They
commit
can
nothing.
violence and
That's right.
wickedness, and they're nonchalant about
Yep.
it, man.
Yep.
Yeah, like how they get America.
Yeah.
How they get America? How you so-called white people get America? You burn candles for it? You march for it? No, you stole it, man.
Right.
With violence.
Hey, like
You
they,
got a lot to pay for.
That's right.
Esau. You got a lot to pay for. You don't even want to acknowledge that you're Esau.
Yep.
Oh, Esau was like vocab. Esau, he was done away with.
Yeah, okay.
He was done away with.
Okay, Volker.
And then you got some other guys, oh, they're Arabs. They're Arabs.
Yeah.
Meaning you don't give a damn about the Arabs.
But the thing with the so-called white man, you want to be everybody else. You want to be the prophets. You want to be everybody. Why don't you want to be Esau? What's wrong with being Esau? Goddamn devil.
Yeah.
You
Hey,
got it, brother.
like they have you know, they had that term called
Get you
manifest
mad,
destiny
man. You get mad,
in
man.
America, right?
Look it up. Look it up.
Somebody look up Manifest
Destiny.
And now this guy Trump is saying,
Also look up Monroe Doctrine. Because they do things under the Monroe. No, we're doing it. Yeah, we took down these other nations. We dropped bombs on them. Because that's under the Monroe. They'll use the
Monroe
doctrine.
Doctrine, yeah.
Well, that's under the Monroe Doctrine.
Yeah. Manifest
Manifest
destiny.
Look up Manifest Destiny.
and if I may just say this one last thing, now Trump is talking about America's manifest destiny among the stars because they're trying to go up to
Well, that's when
so-called
they're
Mars.
going to get wiped out.
Amos.
That's when they're going to get wiped out. Somebody hold on deck. Revelation 12. Somebody also hold on.
I got you, Apostle.
Somebody also
Amos.
hold on deck in the Apocryphy, as Mo would say. You know what I want? Second Ezra, the
If I may
13th
just say
chapter.
this one last thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
And then also, you know, in this they got a space program called the Artemis program. You know,
Yeah,
which
I was right watching the video.
you know, so
well, we did a video. We did something on that. We did
Con.
something years ago on that.
Con.
Can I bring this precept out, Apostle Amos 9:2?
Go ahead.
Though they dig into hell, thence shall mine hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will
You
I.
want to read up a couple verses or two above that? Get right to the point.
Okay, yeah.
Read
One
there.
first verse.
It's either the first or the second.
Well, no, that's second verse.
Okay, good.
I went right to,
Second,
yeah.
Go ahead, read.
Amos 9:2. Though they dig into hell, then shall mine hand take them. Though they climb to heaven, thence will I bring them down.
Yeah, they
That's
got.
their space program.
Yep. Space program, the shelters,
SpaceX.
DUMBs, deep underground military
Yep,
bases.
yep.
You know, you know what they said? They said with in that documentary with the Doomsday documentary, they said they have most ICBM missiles they blow up in the air, but then they have the ground. I forget what they call them, ground. They explode on the ground.
Low cruise missiles.
Oh, I think it's
Something,
talking about.
I forget the exact name. No, well, the actual, because you know some of them explode in because it's the most damage is when they explode in the air. They comes down, the stuff comes down raining. But there's some that actually explode on the ground because they know there's certain strategic places around the world, especially in America, where they have underground bunkers. So the one that destroys, that they hit the ground and explode on the ground are to get into the shelters, like by the Pentagon, you know, the Washington D.C. and all of that. So they know.
Well, even the atomic bomb, when it exploded from the air, I think it was a mile above the place where it exploded, ground zero, there was a crater.
Right.
So there's so much power that it creates a crater.
Crater.
A crater. Right?
Yep.
So,
And
that's atomic warfare.
Right.
So how much more nuclear warfare?
Now, you know what they said? They said that those atomic bombs that exploded over Hiroshima and Nagasaki, there's only 3% of the power of a nuclear missile.
Yeah, they really don't know the full effect of what these ICBMs could do. Wow. And that's why the Lord spoke about the ICBMs in Joel, the 2nd chapter.
Absolutely.
They ain't talking, Ariel used to say it was talking about Jake marching and stuff going on. No, it's talking about missiles. So they're going to be in formation. That's one of the most highest troops.
Troops, yeah,
They
troops.
don't host.
Yeah. Hey, well, that's why Robert Oppenheimer said that I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
Yep.
You know, because when he saw that devastation, he said that that's
Yeah, he was crying when he made it. It's on
Damn.
YouTube.
Woo.
He was crying when he made it, man.
Like they
And he's
knew.
one of the Oppenheimers. That
Top family.
Top family. He was actually crying, man.
Hey, because pretty much he saw, you know, in the spirit, he saw the end of them. Because the Lord gave them that technology to usher in their destruction. They're using it to bully the world, but that's what the Lord is going to use to actually judge them and take them down.
And you so-called Japanese, you were the meat puppets for Esau. Because Esau, Esau was at war with Germany. Why didn't they drop the atomic bomb there? Why Japan?
Ammon was of another nation.
They were the meat puppets, yeah.
Don't give a damn about the other nations.
Wow.
We're going to test this thing. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, don't.
When you think about
That's
Esau,
why
you
all these nations have beckoned
get
to.
mad.
All these nations are going to come. They can come after you.
Can't. Hey, they said the only thing that survived that blast was 2 ginseng trees. Them ginseng, the radiation, they didn't do nothing to those trees. They just stood firm. Wow. They were still in full bloom.
well,
That's
like-
what that caused Esau to actually start doing research into the ginseng tree.
Life magazine, they had a picture of a spigot when the bomb exploded.
Yeah, the
'Cause
shadow.
the shadow of the
Yep.
spigot was permanently burned on the building.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yep.
Because I used to, back then, before I came into Truth, I used to get into Life magazine, watch all the pictures, and I remember that, man. They had a spigot. That's them spirits.
Yeah.
They had a spigot, and the shadow of the spigot was burned on the building. That's how powerful.
See, Esau knows they got a lot to pay for.
Yeah.
He knows that, man. And it could happen this year. It could happen at the beginning of 2021.
God.
You know?
Close.
140,000 died in.
Sister, you know that coronavirus, right? You know how many people they locked down in China? 400 million people. They quarantine. They got to stay in their houses. They can't go out. No, there's no cars on the road. You can't buy nothing.
Yeah.
You know? You got to stay in your house for 14 days. Well, that's because it's in this incubation stage, meaning they don't know if you got the virus or not, because the symptoms might not show up. But they said within 14 days, 2 weeks, it'll show up. And if they check them day after day, and they find out you don't have no symptoms, then they'll say, okay, you're no longer under quarantine. I have no idea. I don't know if it came. They say it happened from some bat meats. Then again, they came back and said that there was a laboratory in Canada where these Moabites brought this thing, and they either did it deliberately. We don't know what, but the U.S. is behind it because they're killing the economy over there, killing the economy because the Moabites are making too much money economy-wise. And then when you go back to World War I and World War II, it was about getting at the Germans because Germans were making such superior products over England. So we got to bring war against them, to make an even playing field. And there's no way you're gonna build. Let's say the Chinese have done away with it. Let's say they all drop dead. Let's say the economy goes to shit. How long is it going to take for you to build up factories in America? All the factories are torn down. They're all rusted out. So now let's say it takes a year. In a year, that can collapse your whole system. There's no way in the hell you can build factories inside of a couple of weeks.
Pastor Elder Sakaran got the drone footage of China and how
that city we want.
Nothing there. Nobody, no cars.
Nobody in the streets. That's the actual drone flying over China, and there's nothing. There was one person on a bike, and maybe a couple of cars, but everything it's like a ghost town. And then it says in there that it looks like an apocalyptic horror film.
Well, it's coming here soon.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, it's already here. It's already here. They got cases in New Jersey. They got a couple of cases in New York. They got cases in Chicago, out in LA. So it's already here. It's in Africa. Trust in the Most High. Of course.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Trust in the Most High.
That's all you need.
The Most High is true, but he said for us to be, also dry the surface, right?
Of course. But guess what? It's at the end of the day, if they say you got to take this or do this, you go ahead and do it. But ultimately, you got to trust in the Most High. Because you're going to have people that have masks and take shots and all that. And I believe this. They're going to use that situation for people to get chips. You know about the mark of the beast being a microchip, right? So they're going to say, well, look, if you don't want to die, you got to take this chip. So guess what? What you got to do, you got to say, well, I'm going to die because I'm not going to take that chip.
Precept for your
It
pastor.
tells you in the Apocrypha, but the Most High is going to guide you. I believe that's in 2nd Ezra 16.
I got one for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Proverbs-
The Most High is going to guide us.
Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart,
There it goes. Go ahead.
and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him,
Yep, that's it.
and he shall direct thy paths.
Yep.
That says it all right there.
You trying to get that? Yeah, I trust the Most High, but
Ain't no buts.
Ain't no buts. Right. I trust in the Most High. The Most High is gonna guide me to
Deliver
do
me.
this,
Yep.
do that.
I got a precept. Psalms 91 and 9. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling.
Now, what's over there in China?
Plague.
That's a plague. And by the way, everybody caught the coronavirus. You know what the coronavirus is? It's the common cold. There's different type of viruses. Like did you catch a cold this year? Did you?
What's
Caught
that?
a cold?
This year?
Yeah.
No.
Did you catch a cold?
Not really.
Nobody caught a cold. Every other year I've been catching colds.
Yeah.
And here in February, I ain't caught no cold, man.
Well,
I ain't even get the sniffle.
Remember,
We've been eating right too. We've been
eating good. We've been
yeah.
eating
You got to eat right. Yeah.
Yeah.
remember that when that swine flu came out a few years back, that
The
thing hit it.
H1N1, we caught that.
Oh
We
man,
caught
yeah.
that.
We was on our
We
ass.
caught that a week, and then next week y'all caught it.
Yeah.
I couldn't even go out speaking. I said, look, man.
Yeah. I remember that. I remember
That was
And
rough.
I go out no matter what.
No matter what.
But when that H1N1 hit me, I was out in a couple of days.
Me and you both caught that
And
shit.
then the next week, y'all caught it.
Yeah.
We actually lost a job because of that.
Yeah,
we
we
couldn't go. We couldn't go to,
Yeah.
you know.
Yep. Yeah, KB. He
Yeah,
probably-
that fat
that's
fucker.
Anyways, it says, because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands.
And by the way, that plague is the missiles. That plague in particular, specifically, is talking about the missiles. Because the plagues could be a disease.
Yep.
It could be a famine. It could be missiles.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that brother did the video.
Oh, when the angel came, I got that in my list. When David was given the choice, he chose 3 days of the plague.
Yeah.
And you know what the plague was? It was an angel.
Yeah.
Killing.
It was an angel. And he saw, he killed with one thrust, he killed 7,000 men. I think altogether it was 85,000. Yeah. And I believe the Most High had to pull the angel back.
To pull him back, yeah.
And then David looked up and saw a gigantic angel, him swinging the sword. So one angel could take the whole earth out.
Oh, yeah.
Esau knows that.
He
made a movie called, what is it called? Not War of the Worlds. The other ones. The day the earth stood still. And they had this robot come out which represented an angel, and they tried to shoot at him, and it just bounced off him. And then the guy, Quatu or whatever his name was, which was Judah.
Judah. Check that out. Check that.
He said, if something happens to me, he said that angel is set up to destroy the whole planet.
Wow. Right.
And they already knew they couldn't deal with that angel. There was one angel.
One angel.
It was one angel.
Yeah, that's right.
Can you imagine what did the Lord say? He said I can call down 12 legions. What is it? 12 legions? 12 legions is a legion is 7,000, right? 7,000 times 12. You're talking about what, 80? I believe it's
84. Is it 84,000? 84. Wow.
84,000.
Wow.
Yep.
There's a scripture where it says,
if the Most High, if the Lord said, look, let the angels come down and they would have jacked that place out. How's this place going to be jacked up? In 1 hour.
Yep.
With the Most High's hope, with his armies.
Innumerable angels.
Angels ain't no joke. I got a precept for you, Apostle. Revelation 19 and 17.
You done, Esau. You
so done, man.
You are done.
Finished.
You are done.
And you ain't seen it.
Fucking demonize us, man.
Yeah.
Fucking demonize us. And all we do is you come out here and teach this word, man.
Yeah. That's it. And you ain't seen hate yet, motherfucker.
And there's going to be a day when you're going to be rounded up and you're going to be exterminated.
That's
Wait
right.
when the Lord raises up.
In righteousness. And you are the Edomites.
That's right.
You are the Edomites.
That's right.
So separate.
The Lord raises up. You're going to see some hate, man. Revelation 19 and 17. And I saw an angel standing in the sun. The angel.
How many Edomites you know can stand in the mother? Superman can't stand in the sun, man.
Yeah.
Woo!
They got to put on
hit Superman in the head with some kryptonite, man. They're going to knock his ass out.
Hold on.
The angels are standing there.
He's chilling.
Come out. It's a little cold.
In a b-boy stance.
I'm not chilling in the sun, man.
In a b-boy stance.
chilling in the sun.
Yeah, walking on the sun.
Damn.
Gotta walk.
Esau.
Finished.
Hey, look, it's not my fault that the Most High made you an Edomite.
Gotta get
It's not
away.
my fault, man. You know?
Gotta do it now.
You enjoyed yourself, you had a good time, but now it's time
to pay.
Time to pay.
That's right.
I like that song.
Now it's time to say goodbye to all my family.
That's right. To back your Apostle, gotta get away. Gotta move right now. Gotta walk into the sun. You gotta get away.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
By the way, that group was from England.
What was the name of that?
Central Line. Central Line. Yeah.
That's a bad.
That was a bad song.
That's a bad cut.
Early 80s. Revelation 19 and 17. And I saw an angel standing in the sun. And he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great power.
Yeah, and that supper is the great white throne judgment, where this place is going to be destroyed, and any remnant of dead people, you're going to have them birds, they're going to have that supper, man. Tell me the scripture.
Oh, that was, I'm sorry, oh man. Revelation 19 and 17, sister.
That's a great white throne judgment, where the books will be open, and all the dead is going to come to see, to be judged. They're going to be dead, they're going to come back to be judged. Go ahead.
This is Joel 3 and 11. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about.
Start at 9.
All right, this is Joel 3 and 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war.
Why did I say that? Because we are the ones that's going to proclaim this among the Gentiles. We're telling the Gentiles, you getting ready to go to war.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears.
Modern day spears and modern day swords are the missiles. Missile technology. Go ahead.
Let the weak say, I am strong.
The weak talking about these third world nations.
God.
They're strong now because they have the great equalizer.
Right.
Go ahead.
It says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down,
The
Yahweh.
mighty ones are the angels. The mighty ones are the angels. Yeah. Somebody also hold on deck.
I know.
Isaiah 13. Go ahead, keep reading that.
Verse 12, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe.
Yep.
It says, get you down.
Hey, because Salaki, brother, the scriptures say that the harvest is the end of the world. So when the angels start reaping,
hold that. Matthew 13, verse 38.
hey, when the angels start reaping, that's it.
Yeah, the harvest is the end of the world.
You want me to read it now?
Yeah, yeah.
Matthew 13 and 38. The field is the world. The good seed are the children of the kingdom.
The Israelites. Go ahead.
But the tares are the children of the wicked one.
The devil, Esau. Who's the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan? Esau.
That's right.
The Edomites.
That's right.
Go ahead.
The enemy that sowed them is the devil.
That's the spiritual demon Satan. Why did he do that? Because the Most High told him to do it.
Yeah.
Sister, you know that Satan is still hanging out with the Most High. You know that, right? The demons still hanging out with the Most High.
On the left side.
They do what the Most High told them to do. You know?
I mean, the scripture does say when he was asked, he said he was going to and fro.
Job, the first chapter.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
But
That's the proof right there.
and where was he coming from to go to and fro on the earth?
From the heaven
That's right.
to the earth, because he had a mission.
Yep.
You know?
And because he presented himself before the Most High.
And guess what? Satan is the son of the Most High.
He's a son.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know?
Tells you that in Job.
And those demons are also sons of the Most High.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's why it makes sense to fear the Most High. Hey, Yahushua told us to fear the Most High. He didn't say, and I'll tell you who should fear Satan. He said to fear the Most High. Why? Because the Most High controls Satan.
See, these Edomites in the churches, they say that there was a great war in heaven and Satan got his demons together.
Yeah, okay.
Now you know how you cut them. All you gotta do is go to Matthew the 11th chapter.
Come.
It said that from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and the violent take it by force. That means Satan is really God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The head most high in heaven is really Satan. That's how you get it. Let a Christian come up with his bullshit ass.
Oh, he gonna get slayed.
He don't
Spiritually.
when you hit him with reincarnation, that bucks him out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I just thought about that point. Yahushua never told us to fear Satan. Right. Yahushua told us to fear. He said, I'll tell you one you should fear. Basically, fear the Most High. But our people, they fear Satan. You know why they don't fear the Most High? Because they believe he's all love. God is all love. Why would you fear someone who's all love? And that's why the Lord said, my people are foolish. They have not known me.
And by the way, one of the Most High's name is the demon-like power.
The demon-like power.
Did you know that? No. The word Allah Shadya. Right. Allah means God, and Shadya means demon-like.
God.
So one of his names was demon-like power.
Right. That's where it says God Almighty.
When it comes to the demons, he's the worst demon out there.
Oh yeah, the demon of the demons.
I create peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things.
Yeah, God Almighty.
Come on,
hey, man, people.
Come on, you don't know, especially you Christians, you dumb, monkey-minded Christians.
Oh yeah. Which the
about
word, if I may add, the word demon.
It's just a stage.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Moving the pieces.
We're just.
That's it.
You're gonna be the bad. You're gonna be the bad guys. You're gonna be the good guys. Anytime there's a movie with the bad guy and the good guy, all throughout the movie, the good guy get his ass kicked, right?
Yep.
At the end of the movie, the good guy beat the bad guy ass, right?
Yep.
So where the good guy is getting their ass whipped, and then now we're getting ready to kick. You know, we learned this
Right.
technique.
Yep.
Like get that.
Yep.
You know, hit,
Like,
that's the technique.
like a good
you
karate
know?
movie. Yeah, but man, like Jimmy Wang.
I know the perfect movie is Five Fingers of Death.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Lole.
That was
Lole.
a story
Yeah,
of
yeah.
good and evil, man.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
You know?
And Lole, he
though
came
they
back.
had him, man, he said, wrap his hands up.
Yep.
He'll never learn the iron fist technique. And
Boy, did he learn it.
then he built it up, man, and he messed all of them up.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Then he walked, you know.
Yep.
Walked down the street with his girl, man.
Yeah, Lole,
You know?
yeah.
Yep. Well, she's a Korean. He ain't even Chinese.
Oh, okay. So it's the kick guy, the guy that's
Yeah,
real,
yeah.
Wang Jung Lee.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Koreans are known for kicks.
Oh man, that guy can kick, man. He has a kick, he run up on you, kick you 3 times. And it ain't no special effects. You actually see him do it. Oh, he was known for, I was reading about him. He killed a guy and I don't know. Yeah.
Kick the guy.
He killed him, man, with the kick. Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's James chapter 2, verse 19. It reads, "Thou believest that there is one power, thou doest well. The devils also believe and tremble."
Yeah, so Satan trembles, man. You know? He was the one that made the bet with the Most High.
Yep.
Because the Lord said, you know, have you considered my servant Job?
Job, yeah.
Job. Then you got these demons talking about Job is an Edomite. Are you out of here, man? It says Job was a man of integrity and excused evil, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Hated evil.
Hated evil.
Then he
That's
said he
what
wouldn't.
excuse me. Yeah?
Yeah, he said he wouldn't let the Edomites sit with the dogs of his flock. So how the hell could he be an Edomite?
Yeah, then he had reverence for the Most High's laws. You know, if I did this or if I did that, you know, Esau don't have a reverence for the Most High's laws. He uses
Well,
it.
that devil sold his birthright, man. That's a man with no integrity.
Con.
But
That's it.
some Edomite is going to trick the Most High. And that's you know what that means? The Most High made Esau to be evil and Jake to be the righteous,
That's
right?
it.
But one of these Edomites is going to trick the Most High. What is that showing you? That the Most High is not perfect.
Right.
So why should you follow the Most High? He's not perfect. He made a mistake.
Right. Quick precept for you, Apostle.
That's why we don't even want to talk to these Christians, because they're idiots. They don't know what's going on.
They're idiots. Psalm 36:1, a psalm of David, the servant of the Lord. The transgression of the wicked saith within my heart that there is no fear of the Most High before his eyes. Just to back you up. Just to back, you know, it's all spiritual. The Lord putting that spirit on us, man, because we, towards the end, man,
give me that psalm. I believe it's Psalms 10 and 4.
Hey, we ain't gonna get
his thoughts, and then get me Daniel 12 verse 10.
Yeah, we ain't gonna get weaker as we get to the end. We're gonna get stronger.
And the ones of you that do get weaker, and you guys that recently, like Nazariah and them, they recently fell off. I mean, they broke off a while back, but they stopped doing videos, man. So that's the fulfillment of Acts 5 and 38.
Yeah.
If these men be not in the Most High, they will come in north.
Yeah.
So Nazi and them and Detroit Red, they fell off, man. You know?
Detroit Red. They out there in a cruise ship.
And we knew that they were going to fall
Oh,
off.
yeah.
Man.
We've
We
seen
knew
it
that
so
they were
many
going to
times.
get tired. You know, they're wearing down, they're getting tired, they're getting weary. Then all of a sudden, no more videos. But then they got the nerve to leave the pages up. And you notice YouTube didn't take them down.
No.
Guess what? YouTube took my page down.
Right.
But guess what? I feel good about that. You know why?
That's right.
Because I must be doing something
Something
right.
right.
Yeah.
If you're going to take my page down, I must be raising some hell.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
Go ahead.
It's 2 Samuel 3 and 1. Now there was a long war between the house of Saul and the house of David.
Beautiful.
But David waxed stronger and stronger, and the house of Saul waxed weaker and weaker.
That's it.
Woo.
And guess what? Those two houses are here, man. They're here. You got remnants of the house of Saul that are still here today.
Yep.
And I know who they are. I can point them out.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got remnants of the house of David, man.
Yep. The Lord is dealing with the house of David.
Most High dealing with the house of David. Somebody hold on deck. Amos, you know what I want.
That's right.
Amos 9 and 12.
And you Edomites.
Most High ain't raising up the house of Saul.
That's right.
You raising up the house of David.
I got it.
Go ahead.
Amos 9, verse 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof. And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old.
Yeah, I'm sorry, those breaches are the differences between the tribes. Right. Judah hate Ephraim, Ephraim hate. Lord say he gonna close up, meaning Judah ain't gonna hate Ephraim. Ephraim ain't gonna dislike Judah.
Yeah, Yeshaya said, formerly your high priest Yeshaya, he said that the house of David is Judites, only Judites. No, the house of David are the Israelites that were with him during that generation.
Because all Israel was with King David back then. You know, the split didn't come until Jeroboam and Rehoboam.
Yeah, among David's mighty men, you had Gadites.
Yeah,
talks about the Gadites were men of war. Simeonites, you know.
You know who's the house of David that was formerly the house of Saul? Saul's son.
Oh, Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Yeah,
he's got to be the house of David.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because they were knitted.
They were knitted
in the spirit. Yep. Right. Yeah. So he came back as one of the house of David.
And he did a lot of good things for King David.
Oh yeah, he looked up.
Yep. Shit, I think Saul tried to kill Jonathan for helping David.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
Because he didn't understand what was really going on.
Yep.
Go ahead. Well, that's Lahab anyway.
Oh yeah.
Amos 9 and 12.
Lahab ain't got no power. He's trying to save Edomites.
He waxed worse.
Lahab. You trying to save Edomites, man. You trying to save. And for the ones you guys, well, how you know that? Because I ran into him about a year ago and I asked him.
That's right.
And he said, yeah, Edomites can make it if they're right with the Most High. I said, wrong.
Yeah, because back in the day, Lahab would never say that. Never say that.
Most High took the spirit.
Yeah.
Amos 9 and 12. That they may possess the remnant of Edom.
Now people say that's talking about we're going to put Edomites in slavery. Yes, we are, but that's not talking about that. That's talking about we're going to take their land.
Right.
We're going to take that land because there's not going to be no land need for share because we're going to take it. Why? Because Edom is going to be scattered among Israel working for them, man.
That's right.
Oh, which remind me, let's go back to Isaiah 61 and 1.
I got a precept for you since you said that. Obadiah 1 and 18 and 19. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. And they of the
Nazariah said that that's not talking about all Edomites going to be done away with. Go ahead.
And
that's why the Most High took that spirit from them. Go ahead.
And they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau, and they of the plains the Philistines. And they shall possess the fields of Ephraim and the fields of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess Gilead.
Yeah, because that was their land, Benjamin's land. So that shows you right there that the kingdom of heaven is going to be on earth.
That's it.
Let's go to Isaiah 61 and 1.
Isaiah chapter 61, verse 1, it reads, the Spirit of the Lord power is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted.
And no Edomites meek. He's not meek. You got poor Edomites, you got destitute Edomites, but they're not meek. The meek of the earth are the Israelites in their lower state. Go ahead.
He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives.
Because we're captive right now under Esau in this society. You know, Jake talk all this African bullshit back to Africa. But how many Jakes have gone back to Africa? Even Ghana has a thing called a year of return. Well, Ghana got its arms open. Now Nigeria's doing it. They're saying we're taking you Africans back from America.
Yeah.
Jake ain't trying to get back. They trying to vote for that old so-called Jew.
Yeah.
What's this guy? Well, Bernie Sanders. Jake is trying to, put Bernie Sanders back in office, man.
Jake is just gone.
Jake don't know what the hell's going on. Jake is in a lost state of mind.
Lost sheep.
What's it saying? Deuteronomy 28. They shall grope at day, blind gropers in darkness.
Yep.
That's what Jake is doing. They're trying to find a way out.
Right.
If we vote for Sanders, we vote for Clinton. They said Clinton was the first black president. That shows you how fucked out Jake is, man. That show you how bugged out Jake is, man. Jake don't know what's going on. That's why we have the truth. This is the truth. We the Israelites. The reason why we're in this situation is because the Most High punished us because we turned our back against him or to him, you know?
Yep.
And the Most High gonna deliver us. They don't want to hear that. That's why when we talk to somebody, they can't get it. Look, brother, why don't you walk down the street?
Yeah,
man?
yeah. We ain't
But
got
then
time
they'll get
for
mad at you.
Yeah, yeah.
I said there's nothing to discuss. There's nothing to talk about. Well, I want to have a debate. You know, I believe I'm one of the sons of the Nephilims. I want to have a debate. The earth is flat. I don't want to have a debate with you.
Right.
See, it's hard because you're scared. No, I'm not scared. I don't want to have a debate with you, man.
I don't
want to waste my time.
Yeah, I don't want to
I
talk
don't
to
want to waste
you.
my time with you.
Yeah.
The Most I didn't say that have you debates.
Right.
He said, eat this roll and go out and teach the sons of the children of Israel.
That's
man.
it.
Yeah,
That's it, man.
whether they hail for
That's our job.
Isaiah 9 and 16, quick precept.
That's Issachar right there.
Yeah.
You know why Issachar get drunk like that? Because they be working
Busting,
their
yeah.
ass off, man.
Yep.
Isaiah 9 and 16. For the leaders of this people cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed. Like they're looking at Bernie Sanders as a leader.
Yeah.
That old so-called Jew.
They call him Al the Cocker.
Yeah.
Yeah. El de Caca, right?
That means an old fart, you know?
El de Caca,
That's what
yeah.
it means. Al the Cocker. It's Yiddish.
That's
Al
okay.
the Cocker.
Yeah, picture him being president, man. He's a stone throw away from a heart attack.
Damn.
Hey, brother. Trump is going to be president.
Yeah.
And if I can vote, I'll vote Trump back in.
Yeah, I believe he's gonna be president.
Dude fart dust and he gonna be a president?
Well, he caught a heart attack last year, 9 months ago.
Come
That's
on,
a big
man.
joke, man.
Come
That's
on,
a big
no.
joke. But Jake, go. What about the black vote? What about the black? Nigga, you've been hoodwinked,
Bamboozled.
bamboozled, run amok, run astray, led astray, run amok,
Yeah.
That's why the Lord said.
bamboozled. You've been bamboozled.
That's right.
Look at the word bamboozled. Because that's what you niggas should be called. Bamboozled.
Can one of y'all look up bamboo?
You know?
What?
Yeah, you had a so-called black president in there. What'd he do? He didn't
He
do
didn't do a
shit.
goddamn thing.
He was
And first of all, he's a Hamite.
he was in there for what, 8 years,
He
right?
was there for eight years and didn't do a goddamn thing.
Definition of bamboozle. It says to fool or cheat someone, to confound, to deceive, to lose, to trick, to perplex.
Perplexed.
And that's what been happening to Jake ever since he got over here, man. You've been bamboozled, man. You've been led astray. You've been run amok.
Been hoodwinked.
You've been hoodwinked. Oh, look up hoodwinked. Look up hoodwinked.
I got a
That's
precept for
funny.
you, Apostle. After
And then look up run amok.
you want me to read the precept
Go
now?
ahead, go ahead.
Isaiah 42 and 18. Hear ye deaf, and look ye blind, that ye may see. Who is blind but my servant, or deaf as my messenger that I sent? Who is blind as he that is perfect, and blind as the Lord's servant, seeing many things, but thou observest not, opening the ears, but he heareth not.
That's it. That's Jake. That's Jake.
That's our
Now
people.
give me what is that? Jeremiah 2 and 11.
And there's a
You
scripture.
read down to like 14.
I got
There's a
hoodwinked.
scripture where the Lord said, all day have I stretched out my hand unto a gainsaying
Gainsaying, yeah.
and rebellious
Yep.
people.
Rebellious and gainsaying people. Yep.
I got something for you.
Go ahead.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 4. In whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of
Start
those.
from 3. Start from 3.
Start from 3.
Start from 3.
This is 2 Corinthians 4 and 3.
Right,
You're on
brother.
fire today.
Right?
Yeah.
It
Go
says,
ahead.
but if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not,
Esau.
lest the light of the glorious gospel of Yahweh, who is the image of Yahweh, should shine unto them.
That's it. That's it.
Jeremiah 2:11. Hath the nation changed their gods, which are yet no gods? But my people have changed the glory for that which doth not profit.
That's right.
Be astonished, O ye heavens, at this, and be horribly afraid. Be ye very desolate, saith the Lord, for my people have committed 2 evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water. Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled?
Why is he spoiled? Yep. And you know what that is? A good definition to look up? The Stockholm Syndrome. Anybody know what Stockholm Syndrome means? It means, when you look it up, it means someone that's been taken captive by someone else, kidnapped, and they're around that person and being oppressed so much of the fact that they fall in love with the oppressor.
I got it.
And that's what Esau did. Jake did. Fell in love with Esau, man. And like when I smelled at the cop, how you doing, officer? I'm not, that's called acting, man.
Yeah, acting,
I
yeah.
don't give a fuck about that cop. If that cop rolled down the street and blew up, hey, good.
Yeah.
All crazy.
Yeah, that's right.
Go ahead.
Stockholm Syndrome. Feelings of trust or affection felt in many cases of kidnapping or hostage taking by a victim toward a captor.
And they took us, and Jake fell in love. How the fuck you gonna vote for the Al-Qaeda, man? Bernie Sanders, huh? How you gonna call Clinton the first black president, man?
I got one.
Go ahead.
The 33rd verse, Jeremiah 2:33. Why trimmest thou thy ways to seek love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways.
Mm-hmm.
You know, here it is. What's the word I'm looking for? You defending the oppressor, and they don't give a damn about you. You know?
Is that scripture that you shall not set another man to rule over you?
You're like Gail King.
Deuteronomy 17:15.
Like Gail King. That dyke bitch, Gail King.
I got a precept.
Now, everybody know that you get down with Oprah.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Isaiah 30
Everybody
and 12.
also know you got a cheap wig on your head, too. That thing be shifting.
It's a drone. It flies away.
Yeah, it's a drone. It's a hairy drone. You got it, brother. You got it.
Isaiah 30 and 12. It says, wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word and trust in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon. And that's what goes on here in America.
Jake loved this place.
Yeah, they want to
They can go back to Africa, man.
go back there.
Ghana got their arms open, man. Ghana's like, come back, my beloved black Africans. Then you got Nigeria, come back, my beloved black Africans. Jake ain't trying, we'll pay for your ticket. Jake ain't trying to go back to Africa.
Nope.
The only thing they'll do is take a trip over there. You have a small handful of Jake that go over there, man. Jake ain't trying to got a campaign to go back to Africa. You love to get shot down by the cops, man.
Yeah. They don't want to leave the
project.
projects.
You love
Trust and
to be
oppression.
called and
Jake don't even want to leave the projects, man. You know?
go ahead.
As long as Big Booty Judy is in the projects, Jake ain't trying to leave the project.
Big booty Judy.
You got it, brother. You got it.
So Exodus chapter 14.
And that's Eve. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Exodus chapter 14, verse 12. It says, is not this word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, let us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians? For it has been better for us to serve the Egyptians than that we should die in the wilderness.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Another precept.
Hey, well, that's what the scriptures say. Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave?
Give me that one. We missed the garlics and the leeks.
Oh, yeah, come.
And you know what made them talk like that? The mixed multitude.
Yep.
They were whispering in Jake's ear. Yeah. And Egypt was a better. We got to go back. And then Jake started singing that bullshit. You know. There's more.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Exodus chapter 16, verse 3. And the children of Israel said unto them, Would to the Most High we had died by the hand of the Lord in the land of Egypt, and we sat by the flesh pots and did.
I think that's the one. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It says, and the children of Israel said unto them, Would to the Most High we had died by the hand of the Lord in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the flesh pots, and when we did eat bread to the full, for ye have brought us forth into this wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger.
Yeah, because they had a problem with manna. And it said that manna was the perfect food, you know? And then the Most High gave them quails, and they were talking mess about the quails, and the Most High drowned them with quails.
Yeah.
You know?
Where you at, Yaquab?
Exodus 16.
Okay. I got the other one.
Go ahead, bring it on up.
Numbers 11 and 4. And the mixed multitude that was among them fell a lusting.
The mixed multitude is of other nations that vocab always. Wait a minute. What about the mixed multitude? That you just saved too. But this was the attitude of the mixed multitude. Go ahead, read it again.
It says, and the mixed multitude that was among them fell a lusting. And the children of Israel also wept again and said, who shall give us flesh to eat? We remember the fish which we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumbers and the melons and the leeks and the onions and the garlic. But now our soul is dry.
All them foods are good for you. The leeks, the melons, the garlic, onions, those are all prebiotics and probiotics, good for the gut. So they were healthy.
Come. It's and that's what the Lord said. He gave them food or something like that. It said, but he sent leanness into their soul. In other words, he gave them their desire, but spiritually they didn't get the fatness, that fatness of the truth. You know?
And they were eating those leeks, but they were eating it in oppression.
Right.
That's the difference. They were eating it in oppression.
They trust in oppression.
But Jake trusts in oppression.
Yeah.
They trust in oppression.
But all those foods that just read, those are all good for you. Good, Those are gut foods. Man.
Yep.
Fish, omega-3s.
Yeah.
Then you have probiotics and prebiotics.
Yep.
The only difference is Jake was eating it in oppression. Okay, you eat your good food. Now get back to work. You know.
And they were made to serve with rigor.
Yeah. But at least when the Lord freed them,
they were able to do it because they were eating them good food.
Yeah. Well, at least when the Lord freed them, they're in the desert. You weren't eating that good food, but you were free. Yeah. You had your freedom.
Eating good food. They were eating manna.
Right. They were eating manna.
The Most High made you can live off of manna.
Con.
Yeah.
The perfect food.
Con.
Yeah. That means it had all the nutrients you needed.
Yep.
Yeah. The point we're making is, Jake, on the whole, you're a people that trust in oppression. Yeah. You trust in oppression.
Yeah. You bringing that phrase home. Trust in oppression.
Yeah, because you can see it. As you're saying it, you can see it.
Yeah. They trust in oppression.
That's why
they want to go back to Ghana. Ghana got their arms open, brothers, to this day. Come back, my African brother.
Yeah.
Jake ain't going back to Africa.
You trust in
They'll
oppression.
call themselves Kemet in a hot minute, but they ain't going back to Africa.
Yeah.
They'll be professors in schools, black history, but your black ass ain't going back to Africa.
Yeah.
You ain't going back to Africa, man. You talking about, I got a house in Africa, I got hotels out there, I got businesses. But why ain't your black ass over there tending to your business in Africa, man? Why don't you go back to the motherland? You got this guy, Lewis Henry Gates, African American Lives. He tell you go back to Africa, man. Take your ass back there. Yeah, you know why? Because you can't do it.
Hey, you
know in your spirit you ain't no African.
Yeah, you're gonna miss the McDonald's and the Burger Kings.
They got
and
McDonald's out there. They got all kind of garbage out there too.
I can go Christopher also.
Go ahead.
This is Proverbs 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
Woo! Well, that's Jake do the exact opposite, man.
Yep.
You know another example too.
Your black ass ain't going back to Africa, man. You ain't going back to Africa.
You got those rappers that call themselves.
Nigga do a DNA test, 23andMe. Oh, I found out about 10% of me is Cameroon, 25% of me is Nigeria, 35% of me is Ghana, and the Great Kings. But when you gonna go back to Africa, you found out who you are. Take your ass back to Africa, because you're not African, man.
They don't want to leave the projects. They got a rap group. The motherfuckers call themselves D Block, man.
Yeah.
Now, what is D Block? Isn't that oppression?
Prison. Yeah.
So that's an example of a Jake that trusts in. Why would you call yourself? You ain't gonna see Esau do that. You're not gonna see Esau make
what would you name a group after fucking Block in the prison?
D Block, man.
The locks,
right?
The locks,
yeah. Is that something to be proud of? D Block? What goes on in D Block?
Jake is not. The whole, the scripture said the whole head is
sick. Yeah.
The whole heart is faint.
Yep. Yeah.
Like you got there was a story, another story of that one rapper from Chicago. This dude killed his mother. His mother owned a hairdressing business. This dude killed his mother, went to her bank account. She had a lot of money, withdrew $20,000. I don't know where he went to. And you can see he did a video, he put the video on YouTube. And you can see him throwing the money up in the air. You can see them bitches running, grabbing the money. And he said, yeah, I'm trying to give back to my people, man. After he killed his mother and took her money.
That's a bugged out chase.
Wow.
You had a question?
Yeah. You don't recommend that anybody go back there.
No. I'm saying it like I'm saying it like this. If Jake is so into being African, why don't they just go back to Africa? That's what I'm saying. Where we're going to go back to is our homeland. That's what we're going to go back to, you know?
Right.
And by the way, back there in Africa, if you go to the west coast of Africa, there's nothing but Israel. The greatest part of Africa is the west coast. Why? Because Jake made it. Jake makes everything great, you know? So if you're going back there, you're going back to your people anyway. But ultimately, we're going to go back to the land of Israel. You know?
Gotcha.
Go ahead.
This is Exodus 14, verse 12. Is not this the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, let us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians? For it had been better for us to serve the Egyptians than that we should die in the wilderness.
Yeah.
Trust and oppression.
And then, and see, when they was in the wilderness, that was a miracle in itself. They was receiving quail, they was receiving manna, and then they had a gigantic ship that could have been 100 miles wide.
Yep.
That was a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night.
Yeah.
That pillar that led them through the wilderness for 40 years, you know, that was a big, gigantic UFO.
Yeah.
And when they received the laws came out of UFO.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what it meant by cloud, right?
That's exactly what it means.
Apostle,
That's exactly what it means.
and then in the wilderness, there's a
Matter of
lot.
fact, give me that in Deuteronomy 33.
Yeah.
Out of his finger.
And in the wilderness, there's a lot of wild beasts, and the Lord didn't allow the wild beasts to eat Jacob. You know?
Most High was with us, man.
Yeah.
From the first verse?
Yeah, start at the top. Yeah.
Deuteronomy
Each
30.
one is like in the third, fourth verse. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy 33:1. And this is the blessing wherewith Moses, the man of the Most High, blessed the children of Israel before his death. And he said, the Lord came from Sinai and rose up from Seir unto them. He shined forth from Mount Paran.
So this was the Lord and a gigantic ship, and the angels following. So they saw them lights in the heaven. Go ahead.
And he said, the Lord came from Sinai and rose up from Seir unto them. He shined forth from Mount Paran, and he came with 10,000 of saints.
And who are the saints? Angels. We're saints in bodies, and the angels are saints in spiritual bodies. Go ahead.
From his right hand went a fiery law for them.
What was that? That was laser technology. You know how Esau do things with laser? They can write things. They have 3D printers now. Well, the Lord was using laser technology. It came out of the ship.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yea, he loved the people. All his saints are in thy hand, and they sat down at thy feet. Everyone shall receive of thy words. That's pretty much it.
I got one. Exodus 31:18. And he gave unto Moses, when he had made an end of communing with him upon Mount Sinai, 2 tables of testimony, tables of stone, written with the finger of the Most High.
Yep. And what is the Most High finger made out of? What's the Most High finger made out of?
Fire.
Laser
Fire.
beam, fire, yeah.
He said he's a consuming
He's a
fire.
consuming fire. That's in Hebrew.
Yeah,
He said
Hebrews,
he's a
yeah.
consuming fire.
I got a priest.
His ministers and his angels are what? They're fire. Hebrews 1.
I got a precept.
Got
Every
it.
time you strike a match and
Slack.
fire pop up, that's a spirit right there. A lower level spirit.
Con. Here you
And
go.
when fires took, there was years ago in California, they had them brush fires, and they were saying that there was fires on this side of the highway, and that the fire would leap to the other side of the highway.
Yeah.
They got them six-lane highways. So if they actually saw fires leap onto the other.
They were angels.
Those are angels.
They were angels.
You know?
Well, oh yeah, Hebrews 1:14. He maketh his angels spirits of fire, ministers of fire. Here's the scripture, Hebrews 12 and 29. For our power is a consuming fire.
There you go.
Go ahead.
This is Habakkuk chapter 3, verse 4. And his brightness was as the light. He had horns coming out of his hand.
That word is fire, which is lasers. Go ahead.
And there was a hiding of his power.
Yep. They even speak about lasers in 2nd Ezra 13th chapter.
God, right.
Smell of smoke,
Smell of
dust.
smoke. Yep.
That's what's going to be left.
Yep. So this guy, the Most High is setting up this guy, Trump, beautifully, man. Yeah. He's gonna get back in office. He's gonna get back in office. I'll be surprised if he doesn't, because he's gonna be the guy. That's Nero, man. He's gonna be the guy that's gonna set this whole thing off, man, because of his pride. Huh? Yeah. Well, I said that. Yeah.
Which that was all a show.
It was all a show.
Yeah. How they say a lock? It was a lock.
Where we at? Go ahead.
Habakkuk chapter 3, verse 4.
Brother just read that.
Brightness was as the light.
Yeah, that's the spirit.
He had horns coming out of his hand, and there was the hiding of his power.
You know we just read that, right?
Yeah.
That's the spirit.
Yeah.
That's the spirit.
Yeah. Hey, the brother, he just read it, and then you read it.
Yep. That happens once in a while.
Con.
You know? Let's go to Isaiah 61. Let's try to get that. So much time. Get out of here anyway. Go ahead, read it.
Okay. For top again?
Yeah, start from the top.
Isaiah chapter 61, verse 1. It reads, the Spirit of the Lord power is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound. To proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord and the day of vengeance of our power.
Oh, the day of vengeance of our power. What is vengeance? When you look up the word vengeance, that means payback. Yep. So somebody's going to get paid back.
Show you the spirit working.
Go ahead.
To proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord and the day of vengeance of our power, to comfort all that mourn.
Go from here to Ezekiel 25, verse 12.
Ezekiel 25, verse 12. Thus said the Lord Paul, because that Edom hath dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and hath greatly offended, and revenged himself upon them. Therefore, thus said the Lord Power, I will also stretch out mine hand upon Edom.
And you know when Esau took vengeance on us? As the Romans. That's in Luke. It's in Luke 21. When the Romans came in and said, these are the days of vengeance.
Oh, yeah.
So Esau and so-called Jewish, they always say that the so-called Jews are the real people, but the scholars say that they know that the Romans are the Edomites, but they don't want to speak on that. Even so-called Jews know that the Romans are Edomites. Go ahead.
Therefore, thus said the Lord Power, I will also stretch out mine hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it.
That didn't happen. It's getting ready to happen. Go ahead.
And I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of the Dan shall fall by the sword.
Go ahead.
And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel.
Now, when did that happen, vocab? When did that happen? Go ahead.
And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my view.
Like I said earlier, I might be cool with a particular Edomite. This Edomite was good with me, man. He jump-started my car, gave me $1,000, did this, did that, you know? But guess what? It ain't about me. It ain't about my heart. It's about the Most High. The Most High gonna put that spirit in me.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
So let's say I don't want to. I like this Edomite. Guess what? I'm gonna kill his ass any damn way. Because the Most High spirit is gonna be in me.
Yep.
Make you friends of the mammon of the world.
That's it. That's
you know? Hey, use the world is not abusing it.
You know? Go ahead. Read on.
And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger
There it is.
According to my fury.
According to his anger. So he's going to put
So
his spirit.
vocab getting them Christians, them Edomite Christians get mad at us. Brother, don't get mad at us.
Right.
This is the Most High. I might like you.
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But the Most High gonna give me a spirit to destroy you.
Oh, well, you know what backs, Apostle, you know what backs you up? Isaac. Isaac gave Esau the power.
Right.
Now, Isaac was Yahushai. Now, when Yahushai comes back, he gonna what? He gonna revoke that power that he gave to Esau. Hey, didn't he give him the power? Didn't he give him the blessing? So when Yahushai comes back, he's gonna revoke that blessing.
You know, Esau, under the priest, her Canis, he converted them, he forced them into being, you know, following the laws. And you know, they actually started believing that they were going to go into heaven. And you know, they were, a lot of certain Edomites was kissing Jake's ass because they fought side by, and I say this every once in a while. I came across that documentation. They were fighting during the time of the siege of Jerusalem. Esau was fighting side by side with Jake. You know, because they were trying to get on the right side of the Most High. But guess what? That's a good thing that you did, but you're still going into slavery.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Because they were created to be our slaves. They were created
to be our slaves.
Romans the 9th chapter. Paul lays it out beautifully. He said they were vessels of wrath, what? Fitted for
destruction. Huh?
They shall seek to please the poor.
That's it. They shall seek to please the poor. Yep. Go ahead.
And according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, says the Lord of power.
Yeah, Esau gonna know the vengeance.
Oh yeah.
And then as you read down, it speaks about the other nations. You know, which we don't gotta go into. Our main focus is on Esau.
Yep.
That's our main focus.
Yeah, because there's a prophecy where it says we're going to take their babies and bash their heads against the stones. Now, we can't do that right now because we really don't have that spirit. But the Lord is going to put that spirit on us to do it.
Jake ain't going to take no baby and bash his head unless he's crazy.
Yep.
Right.
You know?
Esau don't have a problem doing that.
Nah.
Esau don't have, well, they had the gator babies.
Gator babies.
And them babies, them infant babies, they were actually using them babies. And the gators is actually, they weren't pulling the baby back. Right. They would let the gators bite the babies. Then when they bite and started chewing on the baby, the black baby.
Right.
That's what they called the damn gators, man.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do the gator baby. We're gonna do the lion baby thing on you, man.
Yeah, back.
Have them lions fuck your ass up. Yeah.
Yep. And the Lord is gonna put the spirit on us to do it perfectly.
Yep.
And we won't have no emotion. It'd be like the Terminator. You know, when the Terminator came, he had no emotion. He was just looking for Sarah Connor, and it was on when he saw Sarah Connor, right? He had that spirit. Well, that's the kind of spirit we're gonna have, like a Terminator.
Go ahead.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 61. Thou shalt be cast down by them as stubble, and they shall be unto thee.
Where you reading from?
2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 61.
Okay.
It says, and thou shalt be cast down by them as stubble, and they shall be unto thee as fire. I shall consume thee, and thy cities, thy land, and thy mountains, all thy woods and thy fruitful trees shall they burn up with fire. Thy children shall they carry away captive, and look what thou hast, they shall spoil it, and mar the beauty of thy face.
With your face, your facade.
Yep.
You know?
Can I read this precept for you, Apostle?
Go ahead.
Isaiah 41 and 15. It says, behold, well, no, let me start at 14. Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel, I will help thee, saith the Lord, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument, having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shall make the hills as chaff. So that's the kind of power the Lord is going to give us, man. That mindset, we're going to be different. We're going to be totally different.
Yeah. And that scripture said, the mar the beauty of thy countenance. You know, like the scripture say, shameful spewing on thy glory. You know, being exposed. You know, like the Apostle Charles said, you know, that you're going to look bad. It's going to be exposed who you really are, you know?
Yeah, they're being exposed, man. That's why they demonize us. Because all we've been doing for years is just coming out here reading the Bible. But they don't like the way we're reading the Bible, you know? Because the truth hurts.
Yep.
They hate him that rebuketh at the gate.
At the gate, yep. Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah 51, verse 20. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war, for with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms.
Jake can't do that now.
No.
Imagine Jake trying to break in pieces. The nations break them.
So we don't have the power. Esau got the power. Esau got the power.
So the Lord is going to change us,
They
man.
supposedly had a race war. Esau went hands down.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And they had a thing down. They had the thing down in Virginia about the gun lawyers. Then they had another one in Kentucky, and a bunch of Edomites came with military regalia on, and they had high-powered weapons, and they walked right in that damn thing. Like, do you think Jake can do that? And they mentioned it one time in the news. If Jake did that, it'd have been war, man.
Oh yeah.
It'd have been war.
Bloodshed.
Hey, Jake can't even shoot, man.
Yeah. Anyway, with that, we're going to close up. We're out of here.
Shalom.
Shalom to the elect.
Shalom.
To the elect. To the